All right, here we go. I'm going to watch the Pittsburgh Steelers game from yesterday as I was not home. Reasoning, you can be sure to check out the videos published prior to this live stream for that. So, yeah, I wasn't home yesterday. Didn't watch the Steelers game. Still don't know what happened. So please, no spoilers. We're going to watch this in full from the start and, of course, see what happens. Pittsburgh coming off of a win last week against New Orleans, 20-10. They finally found a running game. Hopefully they can keep that going in this game. That was yesterday, but today for myself. So they're 3-6 now on the year. I said last week, I honestly think going into the first of the two Baltimore games mid-December, about 2 weeks before Christmas, that the black and gold could be 6-6 if they can, start putting things together. Because it seems like slowly but surely they are. It's just, taking them some time. Because as mentioned also last week, the last time they started 2-6, they then won 3 straight and 6 of 8 and finished it 8-8. Yes, missed out on the playoffs, but where it gets interesting now in 2022, as that happened back in 13, almost a decade ago now, is that 17th game, with the expanded regular season now for the second straight year. So they snuck in last year after an up and down season, after taking care of business and getting some help as well. So if they can take care of business, as we're going to mess around here a few days before Thanksgiving and finally watch the Steelers game from yesterday. So normally, yeah, I'd have some notes on this or that, pregame with recent game history. And, hell, they have played each other already this year. It was back week 1. I'll say that much, at least. But other than that, there's not really much else to be said because this game has already been played. I just haven't watched it. I don't know what happened. So, like I said, please no spoilers. But Pittsburgh did, in fact, beat the defending AFC champions Cincinnati Bengals on the road week 1 in overtime, 23-20. And, of course, that game very well could have ended in a tie, let alone a loss for Pittsburgh, I might add, as well. And they very well could be winless. Their first 2 of the 3 wins are by 3 points or less. And then last week they won by 10. And, honestly, if they can run the football with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren in the backfield, help out Kenny Pickett in the run game, but then, keep it simple for him on offense, balance and consistency, check down to your receivers. Of course, take your shots every once in a while, but, work the sticks as much as they have, or, us Steeler fans and Black and Gold Steeler Nation would like them to continue to move forward rather than backwards. But, this Pittsburgh Steelers defense, led by T.J. Watt, Cameron Hayward, and Nick Fitzpatrick, who I might add is back for this game after being out last week after having an emergency appendectomy, had his appendix removed. Seemingly was going to be out for a couple more games, but I do know that he was going to return yesterday, so we'll see what his impact in this game from yesterday was, if you will, since it's already been played, past tense. But, it's TJ's defense, but as much as his defense as Cam Hayward's up front in the middle and Nick is in the back end. And, Witherspoon going to be out again, which, all right, it's hit or miss with him recently, but, Cam Sutton needs to step up, I think, in the back end. Millette and Pierre, they're normally not playing half bad. Levi Wallace is a tweener that's like, okay, it might be good on this day, it might be bad on this day. Really nowhere in between. Edmonds in the back end too, but last week, DeMonte KZ, who they brought in this past offseason, along with trading for William Jackson just recently. We'll see if he plays in this game or not. Please, once again, no spoilers. Haven't watched the game yet. About to here in a minute. But, he stepped up. KZ did last week. As I said then, and thought he had a hell of a preseason before he got hurt. And then, of course, on IR for the first half of the year. Now he's back. And talk about, okay, this is the second game against the Bengals this year. And the Steeler defense, pressure. They had a ton of turnovers from Cincinnati, from what I can recall, week one. So we'll see if, they can force some more pressure and, create and capitalize off more turnovers potentially. These backers in the middle got to step up. It just can't be TJ Watt and, Highsmith every once in a while coming off the edge. Miles Jack, Devin Bush. Splain didn't play half bad last week, but even Malik Reed, for God's sakes. So, we'll see what gives here. Good news, because they've been banged up, no doubt about it, but, which ain't good news. I shouldn't have said it that way, but, moving forward here, I did see, I don't know when it was, but last week, DeMarvin Leal, who they put on IR, rookie out of A&M, he's since returned to practice, but they haven't activated him off that IR injured reserve list yet, so they'll have 3 weeks to do so he should be back soon. It's a matter of when, but it's still next man up mentality. Standard is the standard for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we'll see who's stepping up and making plays today. We'll see, if they can find a running game on offense, and if Pickett can make some plays as well, and just hopefully up front the offensive line can block, because if not, Cincinnati ain't that bad on defense. So I'll leave it at that. Like I said, there's not much else to be said. Normally I'd have a ton of stuff pregame, but wasn't home yesterday. Game's already been played, so we're watching on a 1-day delay. And this was the plan. I've been stating this the past couple of weeks. This has been known. So just thank you for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. The thumbs up button. Share. Chat questions and comments. Super chat, super stickers, super likes, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated as well. So as we hit the top of the hour, was planning on coming on a little earlier tonight, but it's still going to work itself out because, with the DVR, you can fast forward through commercials and halftime. So 3.5 hour game, we should be done within, 2.5 at the max, give or take, depending on what happens, because I still don't know what the hell happened yesterday. So once again, please no spoilers. From one person to another, one fan to another, please no spoilers. Try my best to, stay off social media, let alone hearing it from somebody or just knowing in general what the hell happened, which I don't. So I'll shut up and we'll get the show on the road here. But I'll leave it at that. So Pittsburgh on to kick off here in their Color Rush uniforms, left to right across the television screen right in our dial. Cincinnati won at Pittsburgh last year, as they did also around this time at home last year as well. They swept the Steelers. Pittsburgh's already beaten though, once this year, so Pittsburgh going to try for the sweep, let alone the split. But like I was saying about Pittsburgh, even at 3-6, and if they can take care of business, coming up, potentially get some help, okay. But they've only played 2 divisional games. They're 1-1. They beat the Bengals and lost to the Browns. So if they can take care of business, especially in division, they might be okay, and I think they will be. It's just, still one game at a time. So, Bengals in their road uniforms, actually in all white, including the white helmet as well. So, they're back deep to receive. They'll be without Jamar Chase on offense at wide receiver. So we'll see who steps up in his absence. But, Joe Burrow is still going to have time to sling it around and move the ball downfield for the most part. So, and they have a running game too, I might add, with Joe Mixon. So we'll see if the Steelers defense can stop them. But this game is from yesterday. Heinz Field, Acrisure Stadium, Pittsburgh. Field looks a little beat up. Pitt played at home on Saturday. But they got the Steeler logo up midfield and 70,000 fans in the stands with terrible towels, and we'll see how much of a factor, late in the game, if they need to stop on defense, if that comes into play, how crucial down to the wire. I mean, it's a Steeler game, for God's sakes. Hard Tech City. So, we'll see what happens here. The second game without Chase Claypool, wide receiver on offense. Really it's Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, and Pat Freiermuth at tight end as your three receivers. Would be Anthony Miller and Calvin Austin the third, but they've both been hurt all year. Sims has come on a little bit. Gunner's still moving around. Miles Boykin, somebody watch out for. He's played here and there. Najee's got to move forward rather than, dance around and twiddle his thumbs. And so I said recently, Jaylen Warren deserves a little bit more time on offense, get more carries. So we'll see if that, comes to fruition here in this game or not. Offensively, it's probably going to be the same old, to be honest with you. And then, defense just going to have to keep them in the game until they get going. And there's that. So, we'll see what happens. But as, of course, it is football season. We're past halfway point in the NFL. College football coming to an end this upcoming weekend for the regular season. We've got the conference title games and the bowl games to begin. But as baseball and NASCAR ended recently, of course, basketball and hockey have recently started as well. There's some college basketball on this evening as well. From the islands in Hawaii for the Maui Invitational, as the preseason, or not necessarily preseason, but early regular season tournament. Some big games here and there before conference games begin. So watching that, the World Cup started just yesterday as well. That'll go on for the next month, and it's this time of year because of where they're playing at, because of the weather. Because if they would have been, playing this past summer, it would be about 150 to 200 degrees. And, of course, that's not safe for anybody. It's like playing a game on the sun, for God's sakes, to say the least. But we do have Monday Night Football on this evening as well. It's raining in Mexico City. It's the third international site for the NFL this year, and the fifth total game abroad, as they're down south of the border with the 49ers and Cardinals and NFC West battle on Monday Night Football. So right now, currently, about midway through the second quarter, it's 7-3 San Fran. And in the meantime, with all that being said, 2022 flying by, sports seasons come and go, professional wrestling continues all year long, and as we come off of AEW Full Gear on Saturday night. As mentioned, reasoning with the videos prior to this live stream. The reason why I wasn't home yesterday to watch the Steelers game live, so here we are. Tonight, gonna watch it, but WWE with the Go Home Raw for Survivor Series next weekend. So just be sure to like, follow, and subscribe as always on social media. Links in the description below. Easiest way to stay up to date is in fact on social media, so be sure to subscribe, notification bell next to it as well. So yeah, once again, I'll shut up. I'll leave it at that, and we'll see how this game goes. And then we're gonna save and hold off for stats and scores and a recap and a preview, as we always do with college football and the NFL and such, until after this game gets over, because we're just going to watch it straight through from start to finish, fast forward through the commercial breaks, and like I said, should be still on time, on par and pace, to watch the game in a couple hours here or so. So please, no spoilers. Here we go. Pittsburgh on to kick off from 35. They won the toss, deferred, so they'll get the ball to begin the second half. Hopefully they have a lead early third quarter. And if not, well, somebody's got to make play. As I think this game, normally when the Bengals and Steelers meet, it's 9 times out of 10 going to go down to the wire. So I know Cincinnati's a favorite. I honestly don't know how many points are going to be scored, let alone who's going to win or who did win. Because, like I said, I'm not watching it yet. Don't know what happened. And we'll leave it at that. So, yeah, Pittsburgh on the kickoff, Color Rush Unis, and Cincinnati back deep to receive. So, here we go. Matthew Wright in for Chris Boswell. Chris Boswell on IR. Pittsburgh at times, this year, they haven't been able to catch a break. But somebody's going to step up. Eventually, you got to catch that break. So, here we go. Pittsburgh kicks off, and a return from about the 8-yard line. Out past 25-30, not a good start to the 37-yard line or so. Tackled by James Pierre and Miles Killebrew. And this was, in fact, the number 2 broadcast on CBS at 4:25 yesterday. It actually was originally supposed to be a Sunday Night Football game, but was flexed out. And with my event I attended yesterday, the reason why I wasn't home, once again, be sure to check out those videos and all other videos right here on the YouTube channel. Game getting flexed, for sure wasn't going to be home then, and can't watch it, so here we are. But 1st and 10, Cincinnati from 38, trips top of your screen, they'll hand off Joe Mixon. And to the 42, he goes for 4. So 2nd and 6 here, 10 seconds in for the Cincinnati Bengals. He's also thrown a lot of interceptions against Pittsburgh. But second and 6. Late whistle, false start. TJ Watt got to him, but yep, false start, 5 yards, replay down, make it 2nd and 11. The former Pirate minor leaguer Hayden Hurst, who's former Raven, Falcon, now Bengal, false start, 2nd and 11 for Cincinnati. So we'll see what they do here on offense, but Pittsburgh defensively, man, I'm telling you, they just come together and hold it down like 9 times out of 10 they do until the offense gets rolling. So maybe the offense does get rolling, and then it's the defense that's going to be the pressure on him. Who knows? 2 yards on 2nd-11, make it 3rd and 9, back about a yard past the original line of scrimmage here. Yeah, pressure. Keywords pressure. It always is with TJ Watt coming off the edge, and they missed it whenever he was out. But, of course, that's neither here nor there now since he's returned. But then just as he came back, Minka was out last week. First time since, honestly, week 1 that they're completely healthy on defense with who they want starting and playing, for that matter. So, 3rd and 8, empty set. Burrow pass, incomplete, almost picked off in the back end by DeMonte Casey with Minka Fitzpatrick on the coverage. Intended for Hayden Hurst, who, well, they had a couple yards on the opening play, and then the penalty by him on the false start, and then drive stall, so they'll go 3 and out, punt, and Pittsburgh with the ball here early in the opening quarter. So we'll see if it's either going to be Steven Sims or Gunnar Olszewski is back deep to receive. It's Sims, 82, muffs it, god damn it, inside the fucking end zone. And then return to the 5-yard line. Let it fucking bounce, dude. Let it go. They've had issues in the return game this year, no doubt about it. Fielded it around the 8-yard line. It was a good punt, backed them up, but then he muffs it and then goes in the end zone, has to recover, or else it'd be a, safety if they'd recover it, or touchdown for the Bengals. And return to the 5-yard line. So they'll start out the worst starting field position you could possibly ask for, especially on the opening drive, 1st and 10 from the 5-yard line. Pickett in the gun. Najee to his left. They'll work the screen game. And about a yard for double deuce. Got to rock the Najee. Pound the damn rock. Got to get the run game going. So, like I said too, no doubt about it, take your shots. But run to pass, pass to run, do whatever you're going to do. But you got to be balanced. You got to be consistent at it as well. You got to have some momentum and rhythm, no doubt about it. But work the middle of the field. Get these tight ends involved. They'll hand off to Najee, lowers the shoulder for about 2 yards. Make it 3rd and 7 here for Pittsburgh. And another reason, as I've stated the past couple weeks, it made sense for me to, since I wasn't going to be home, to then watch this game tonight on a day delay, is because the Pittsburgh Steelers play at the Indianapolis Colts a week from now, next Monday night. So for myself, it's 2 Monday nights in a row for the Steelers, but really only 1 for the team. That's next week. And I'll have live watch along reactions then as well, so be sure to tune in. But 3rd and 8, Pickett looking to throw, and it'll be caught, but a couple yards short. And they'll also go 3 and out and punt to begin here. So not much going for either offense. Defense is stepping up here early. And Zach Taylor's son is back deep to receive the punt for the Bengals. As Presley Harvin's on to boom away with the blue suede shoes. And a nice punt to the 32. Don't get a return to about the 44. So 1st and 10, Cincinnati. From there when we return, but it's going to be real quick here. It's not going to be a couple-minute commercial break. It's going to be a fast forward. And we're going to get back to the action right about now. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. 11:03 to play in the opening quarter. Both offenses with a couple 3 and outs. We're going to raise some hell. Sounds like gearing up with some workout videos. And 1st and 10, Cincinnati. Yeah, it's cold. Sun's out though. But, of course, it's a Monday night, a day and a half late, but this is from yesterday. Slant over the middle, complete to Hurts, first down. Cincinnati inside Steeler territory, down to 35. Missed tackle or two, but see, they're getting their tight ends involved. They're getting working the middle of the field. You know, why can't Pittsburgh? It's like, keep it simple, man. Balance and consistency. Cincinnati has a running game when, you know, Pittsburgh, up until last week, has not had one at all whatsoever this year. So, 1st and 10 Bengals from the 36. Handoff, Mixon, TJ Watt on the tackle, wearing that brace on his left arm. Of course, he tore his pec against the Bengals late in the fourth quarter, just right before the game went to overtime week 1. But then, you know, since he's going to be out for 2 months, he also got his knee scoped early October, which, you know, extended that timeline by another week or so. And returned last week after the bye, and this is the second game back. 2nd and 6 again for Cincinnati. From the 33, Burrow fakes the give, and then incomplete over the middle. Intended for the former Clareton product who played at Pitt, Tyler Boyd. 3rd down and 6 for Cincinnati. So, big 3rd down for Pittsburgh here defensively. If they can get off the field, whether that's by forcing a field goal or, you know, a nice big tackle for loss, sacked by TJ Watt or somebody else potentially, to get him out of field goal range from here, you know, 50-plus yarder, 3rd and 6. And that's a delay of game. That's a fucking delay of game. Where's the penalty unless they call a timeout? 9:43 to play. And Bengals do call a timeout, so they'll have 2 remaining. Still be 3rd and 6 here. That would have been a, you know, huge penalty, you know, make it 3rd and 11 again. But still, just get off the field. You know, there's not really much else to ask for right now. It's as early as it is. I mean, that still goes for late in the game, too. Like, you just got to make a play. Don't give up anything big is all I'm asking. And just get off the field here. 3rd and 6. And they'll run a draw, and about a yard short, be 4th and 1. So unless they go for it here comes field goal unit, so they will kick it. All right. It'll be about a 45, 46-yard field goal for McPherson, who kicked a couple game-winning field goals in the playoffs last year to continue Cincinnati's run in the Super Bowl before they lost to the Rams. 45-yard field goal for Cincinnati here to go up 3-0. And the kick's up, and the kick is good. So 8:54 to play in the opening quarter. Bengals lead the Steelers 3-0. Pittsburgh will hopefully start out with some better starting field position when we return in a split second. NFL on CBS yesterday. Bengals Steelers at 4:25. There's the Three Rivers with the Allegheny, Monongahela, and Ohio all coming together to merge in Steel City. They need a kickstart, no doubt about it. So we'll see if they can get the run game going. But like I said, Pickett's still going to have to make some plays, run the damn ball, which he can do too. But Get the ball over the middle of the field, Fryermuth. I mean, all right. Ball came off the tee right at the last second as it was about to kick off. So a delay and they'll re-kick. It's cold. It's not that windy, but the ball came off the fucking tee, so nothing you can do about it. Boos from the crowd. I mean, and rightfully so, but shit happens. Yep. Maybe second time would be the charm. For number 2, Evan McPherson, who just put up 45-yard field goal to give Cincinnati 3-0 lead. And he booms it away. Pittsburgh on the return. No muff this time. Out past the 30 to the 34, maybe 35-yard line, depending on the spot. Be first and 10 Pittsburgh. From there, as they show off some highlights from week 1. Seems like forever ago. But yeah, that game, especially the ending, was fucking crazy. Because Pittsburgh blew it. And honestly, probably should have lost. And then we had as many missed field goals as I think anybody's ever seen in a matter of 10, 15 minutes of football. By both teams, for that matter, before the Steelers eventually won it. So, first and 10, handoff Najee Harris for 4 yards. Make it second and 6 at the 39. So, yeah, okay, they start out plus 30 more than what they had on their opening drive. But regardless of where you start at yardage-wise, you still got to, figure it out and move the ball. So, they give them 5 officially, second and medium, second and 5 from 39.5, 40-yard line. Pickett, make some noise, let's go. Complete inside the 40 to George Pickens. Pickett to Pickens, rookie to rookie, from Pitt to Georgia, first down Pittsburgh, 8 to play, and counting in this first quarter. As we're also going to walk with a 4-1 tour on USA Network. Pickett took a shot, too. But as he stood in the pocket, delivered a nice ball, first and 10, Pittsburgh now, 38-yard line. Both tight ends in motion, top of your screen. Still on the line, but handoff Najee Harris. So 3, maybe 4 yards again. I mean, eventually, hopefully you can break one. You got to get him the ball, though, out of the backfield, too, in the screen game, no doubt about it. And then if, Jalen Warren can bulldoze his way forward, then you got a good, solid 1-2 punch if Najee can do what he did for the most part all of last year. But, no doubt about it, he's battled injury this year. And still, he's playing through it. And still next man on mentality. They just, offensively, they shuffled pass over the middle. Zach Gentry lost it 2. Make it 3rd and 9. They haven't been able to move the ball, that much. They've, in their 3 wins, scored 23, 20, and 20. In their 6 losses, they scored 14, 17, 23, 10, and 13. So we'll see how many points they score today. Like I said earlier, Bengals can score if need be. Pittsburgh on their side, right now, not so much. Because, up until last week, like I said, they haven't been able to run the football to save their damn lives. 3rd and 8, empty set. Pickett. Complete to Jalen Warren, and a first down for Pittsburgh. So, all right. I'll take it. Now, at this point, you got to, right at the 27-yard line. Still not for first down, but he's a little slow to get up. Limping. Hopefully he's okay, because, behind Najee, all they have is Benny Snell, that running back. They did sign Jeremy McNichols back in camp, but shit, he got hurt right away and hasn't played a single snap. So I guess they're just going to have a bell cow and Najee, and rightfully so. But even in those games, they scored 14, 17, 20, 10. And then the Bills and Eagles aren't as good as, they think they are. A couple things go their way. Those games, who knows about the outcomes, but everything else is one-score game. That's what I've been saying too. Like, they just got to find a way to win these close games. So, 2nd and 7, Pickett just throws it out of bounds, incomplete. So, 3rd down and 7 from about the 24-yard line, 4:46 to play in this opening quarter. Pickett right now 5 of 6, 35 yards. Normally I'd be staying up to date with these stats, but I don't want to look at the final stats because I'll see it on the final score. As I said, we're going to hold off and update all that once we hit a final score and the game's over with. So, of course, you have to change up, little things here and there since I'm watching on day delay, but still able to watch it. Well, that's all that matters. And hopefully they win, because that's all that matters too. Complete, actually dropped by Najee. Coverage by Trey Hendrickson, the former Saint. And probably good no call by the refs. 4th and 7, you got to kick it. And be about, 41, 42-yard field goal for Matthew Wright, who had a few makes last week, but also a few misses last week. They have history with them. That's why they, signed him with Boswell being out with injury. 42-yard field goal to tie it at 3 here. 4.5 to play in the first quarter. Kicks up and good. All right, 3-3 Bengals Steelers. And they'll take a TV timeout, the commercial break, but we'll be back here in about 3, 2, and 1. Matthew Wright on the kickoff, as they did to begin the game. Bengals with 3 and out, as Pittsburgh also went 3 and out, I might add, and then since then, back-to-back field goal drives by both offenses. So Bengals getting the ball back here, and a return from the 1. That's a block in the back. He slips and falls around the 20. So 1st and 10, Cincinnati from there. 4:30 on the dot to play in this first quarter. They got 2 timeouts. They had to burn one there for a delay game. Which if they, didn't, they get to the delay game, don't convert. I mean, maybe they still kick the field goal, maybe they don't though, but 1st and 10 Bengals, officially from the 21-yard line. And Burrow will hand off. And Connor Hayward, his older brother and Cam, makes a nice tackle for loss right as Burrow hands off to Joe Mixon, former Sooner. And now Cincinnati has a 2nd and about 12, 13, yeah. They say 2nd and 12. Burrow looking to throw, going to step up and then dump it off near side to Mixon. A couple missed tackles by Pittsburgh before, guess who? Cam Hayward makes another tackle. So, 3rd down and short here now for Cincinnati. 3rd and 1 officially. Remember last year, as mentioned, the Bengals swept the Steelers. The game in Pittsburgh was early in the year. The game in Cincinnati was around this time, right after Thanksgiving. And, Cincinnati won both, but the first of the 2 was a hell of a lot closer than a blowout, in which, Steeler offense that day didn't have, a good showing. Got a flag on the play, about a half-yard run, but see what 30 laundry is from the Zebras and go from there if we're going to have to replay the down or... What's going to happen? Face mask, horse collar, automatic first down, personal foul, face mask on the Steeler defense, on Spillane. Yeah. It's a good call. So 15 yards on that first down and free yardage. But no, late in the game, it was a big play that, got him over the hump and, put him out. So Pittsburgh defensively here, just hopefully they don't give up. Just a lot of big plays to this explosive Bengal offense today. But, I mean, they do luck out. No Jamar Chase, but he's out for a couple weeks. But they still have Higgins, who he hasn't gone to yet. Has gone to Boyd once, mixing out of the backfield. But 1st and 10, Taylor on the reception and nowhere to go, so 2nd down. And guess what they are right now? They're 5-4 again. Yeah. They did get hot late last year, as Pittsburgh did too, and then stumbled, lost in the playoffs. 2nd and 9. Well, hopefully you're playing your best football in November and December. So I've been saying that pass there in the middle, complete to Mixon. Down at the 29, 1st and 10, Cincinnati. Here they're going to give us an update. This is from yesterday. Cowboys, Vikings, touchdown, Dallas. But everything yesterday, I believe, other than the Thursday night game, and the Monday night game here tonight, Sunday night game that got flexed in because Steelers, Bengals got flexed out. Honestly, was all at 1 o'clock because there's only 2 or 3 4 o'clock games, so including this one, 1st and 10 from the 30 handoff. But overall, with the NFL right now, Pittsburgh's at 3-6. Like I said, good. They take care of business. I think be 6-6 come 2 weeks before Christmas when they play Baltimore at home. I mean, because they got some winnable games coming up, including this one here, because they already beat Cincinnati. Tied at 3 here under meant to play in the first quarter. But, there's a couple teams that have, 7-8 wins. Might be a little bit better than they think they are, but P. Ryan on a screen, down the far sideline into the end zone, touchdown Cincinnati. God damn it. Christ. So touchdown Bengals, 9-3, 39 seconds to play in this first quarter. It's a passing touchdown on the screen from Joe Burrow to his other Oklahoma running back he has in the backfield, and Samaje Perine. And just a couple good blocks up front, yeah. And then in the end zone he goes, touchdown Bengals. Extra point. Gonna be with the snap, hold, good. Kicks also up and good. So 10-3 Cincinnati. So they'll take a break. We'll go back to it here in a second. But everybody right there in the middle of the pack, it seems like still 5-6 wins. Pittsburgh with 3 right now. Win this, maybe get to 4. If they lose, it'd be 3-7. Still got winnable games coming up. And, they still could be, right there about 500, give or take, with a couple games to play to, make it interesting down the stretch. So, back from break, 10-3 Bengals now. And, Cincinnati on the kickoff, but guess what? The ball comes off the tee again, so might have to get somebody out there to hold it to kick it, but 39 seconds playing first, 10-3 Bengals. Sims back deep to receive for Pittsburgh, so see what it gives here. And a return from the 6. A lot of short kicks today. Out pass Shit, to midfield for Steven Sims. All right, you got to do something with it now. 1st and 10, good starting field position. It's only into the first quarter, not, going into halftime. Hopefully you can work some clock here too. Got a run game going. Cut this lead, tie it up at 10. And then, it's a whole new ball game at that point. So, 1st and 10, officially they mark them out of bounds at the 44-yard line. But let's see what they can do with this, field position that Sims got him in as he's in motion, and then the pass over the middle, incomplete, almost picked off, intended for George Pickens. So 2nd and 10. Can you at least, hold on to the ball for longer than 31 seconds? I'd run a draw here. Just get to the end of the quarter, have a 3rd down. If you don't pick up the 1st down, to begin the 2nd quarter, flip the end. They do hand off Najee Harris for 3, maybe 4 yards. And that should do it for the 1st quarter. Game clock's under the play clock, so they don't have to snap if they don't want to. But knowing them, they might run a fucking hurry up on 3rd and 7. Take it to the end of the quarter. Be down 10-3. Even though they just showed off that graphic with a stat, leading or trailing at the end of the 1st. It's good for one team and not so good for the other, but of course that's still why they play the game. Same side on paper, side on the field. Of course that's through 9 games though, for both teams so far this year though too. So, that has to speak, to something, with that stat, being on their side. In that regard, so pretty even. Cincinnati's had technically another drive than the Steelers did, for a full quarter. But 3rd and 7 to begin the 2nd. Pittsburgh pass complete. Kenny Pickett to Pat Freiermuth, Pitt to Penn State. So hell to we are, but. 1st and 10, Pittsburgh, good. What? 12-yard completion, 15 yards to the 40. 1st and 10, Steelers. Like I said, there's good starting field position. You got to do something with it, man. Especially after you just give it a touchdown. You got to cut this lead, tie it up. You got to just continue to give yourself a chance. Hand off Najee Harris for 6-7 yards up the middle. So, 2nd down, and we'll see where they spotted that. There's Matt Canada. Who somehow, some way, still has a fucking job. But, play calling at times hasn't been half bad, but, the other half or more than half, however you want to, percentage it, hasn't been good. And, Steeler fans know that quite well, hopefully. Got an injured Bengal, so they'll take a break, and we'll fast forward here and get back to the action. So 2nd and 3. I might add it. I'll pause real quick before I forget what I'm thinking. It is a little odd, watching this on a day delay. And, trying my best to not know what happened. Which, once again, I still don't know what the hell happened. Because if I have to, hide under a rock, I can, to an extent. I can stay off of Facebook, I can stay off of Twitter, and, so on and so forth. But I'm just thinking, this has to be the first time in at least, I don't know, since I started streaming at least. But hell, I've been watching football for, my whole entire life. I'd say at least 5, maybe 10 years that I haven't watched a Steeler game live, like watching, a day late. So, 2nd and 3. Yes, 2nd and 3 for Pittsburgh to begin Well, minute into the second quarter now after the injury timeout. But early second quarter, down 7. Pickett going to keep it for himself, slide, only get about a yard. He dives head first rather than actually slide. But even though he's been banged up a little bit, he came in the second half in the Jet game, has started every game since. Is undefeated at home, I might add. Pickett on 3rd and 2, keeps it and gets a Steeler first down. So, like I said, run the football, and he can do that as well. So, Pittsburgh Steeler first down. They just got to keep themselves in it. Give yourself a chance. If it works out, hell yeah. If it doesn't, well, hopefully it does. But, at that point, it's like, well, figure out what the hell's wrong and fix it and move on. And, better luck next time at that point. But, 1st and 10, Pittsburgh now at the 20. Knocking on the door. Got to punch it in. Pickett over the middle. Ooh, incomplete. Intended for Freiermuth. A little too much. A little bit of a bullet behind 8 to 88. And incomplete. 2nd down and 10. So, I'd like a touchdown here. If they got to settle for 3, I'd be okay with it. But then defensively, they got to get a stop. So, still a lot of ball left. Gunner in motion. Handoff. Najee Harris. Najee to the 15-10. And dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Like to see that. And would like to see that more. Najee Harris from 20 yards out. They took Gunner in motion and then ran to the weak side. And good blocking up front and missed tackle, and then it's a touchdown. Hurdles and knocks pylon down, but he's in. Touchdown Pittsburgh. So they are an extra point away now from a tie. Game of 10 with 12:58 to play in the first half. And the kick's up and good. So 10-10 with Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. As both kickers have field goals, and now both offenses have a touchdown apiece as well. Najee Harris, a 20-yard rushing touchdown. Pittsburgh going to be on to kick off. And just keep it up. If you're giving up points, hopefully you're cashing in and, scoring your own. You don't want to put yourself in a hole. But knowing them, they like to do that. Especially early. Or even if they get out to a lead, then they don't, want to play anymore then, and they just hold on to it until whoever they're playing comes back, and then they either hold on to it or still have to do something late. And it's like, well, if you would have done something in the time when you didn't do anything, you wouldn't be in this position. But return to the 28 for Cincy, so flag on the play. Probably a hold or block in the back on the return. Be 1st and 10, half the distance for Cincinnati. Got a hold. Yep. Be half the distance. So where is the hold at? Is the question. Because it's half the distance from there. We'll see where this ball. Be 1st and 10, Cincy. 10-10. We're tied at 0 and then tied at 3. Now tied at 10. I mean, the bad thing about it for Pittsburgh is they gave up a 3 first, then tied at 3, and then gave up a 10 first, and then tied it at 10. Just hopefully Cincinnati doesn't have the ball last at this point. 1st and 10, and Mixon for 2, maybe 3 to the 11, so 2nd down. Just, once again, keep yourself in it. Get some stops. Give them a play or two, okay, but you got to hold it. 2nd and 6 for Cincinnati here. Burrow calling out the mic, in which he thinks it's Devin Bush. 2nd and 6, and Watt will hit him, as will Miles Jack. The 3rd and 4, Burrow got up looking for a flag. But that's a helmet to the left shoulder. So, big 3rd down again for Pittsburgh on defense. Especially if you can get off the field now rather than later. Get the ball back, good field position. Drive and do something. Maybe take a lead going into halftime. Empty for Burrow. And the Bengals looking to throw over the middle. Caught 1st down. T. Higgins out past the 35. 1st and 10, Cincinnati. God damn it. Terrell Edmonds on the coverage. They brought him back on a 1-year deal this past offseason because, well, they did. They didn't see anybody else they wanted to sign, let alone trade for at the time, let alone drafting. So Higgins on the reception to the 44, be 2nd and 4, 10:40 and counting to play in this first half. 10-10. No. That is not a late hit. Gene Steratore, come on. And hell, you're even from Pittsburgh, for God's sakes. Like, even though you're retired as an official, even though you're working for CBS too, you got to root for the hometown team, man. That wasn't a late fucking hit, let alone a targeting. My ass, it was. I can see that a day later than they saw it in live time, for God's sakes. 2nd and 4 from the 44. Burrow's pass complete. Guess who for the 3rd straight fucking play in a row? T. Higgins again. Will somebody fucking cover his ass? Jesus Christ. No Jamar Chase. It's T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Joe Mixon tonight getting the ball. My good God. So 1st and 10 for Cincinnati. Dump off, complete to Mixon to the 36 he goes, 2nd about 3. And they'll give us an update down the sideline. Like I said, potentially get up off the field on 3rd and whatever it was a little bit ago, but then, since then, I mean, good God. Couple completions in a row to Higgins and then Mixon, and now 2nd and 3 to 36. Mixon on the give, 1st down run inside the 30 to the 28. For number 28, 1st and 10 Cincinnati. So 1st and 10, empty set. Pirine on the reception. I mean, Jesus Christ, will somebody bring pressure on him? You can't let him stand back in the pocket and deliver. Literally, like 6 of their last 7 plays have been completions for, good yardage. And they're moving the ball. You can't just sit back and fucking pick you apart. And then with them having a running game, you know, Pittsburgh, okay, 2 straight weeks now, it seems like they do. 2nd and 4 is looking to throw again. Another completion. Who would have thought? Down to the 11. And now they've got 8 shots to punch it in, 1st and 10. Just frustrating, man. Somebody, you know, cover this, that, and, you know, that person as well. Like, you just can't sit back and, like, man the hell up. Quit playing this damn zone, and he's gonna, you know, pass all over your ass. From the 11, Burrow dumps it off. Another completion. Pirine breaks tackle inside the 5. Another touchdown. Jesus Christ. 16-10. Upcoming extra point to make another touchdown game. 1 foot's in. Was the ball in? Cross goal line, so to speak. Minka Fitzpatrick on the hit out of bounds along with Edmonds. Right there at the goal line. Thing is, touchdown on the field. Have to find this, put a veteran to return it. That seems like it's a touchdown. Even though the ball's in his right arm, that's a touchdown. Because he didn't fully go out until after he was in the end zone. So touchdown Bengals. Just now it's back and forth. You know, nothing on either team's opening drive, but then a field goal and a field goal. A touchdown and a touchdown. The Bengals score again, 16-10. Pittsburgh going to get the ball back, 6:38, 3 timeouts, plus 2-minute warning to do something before halftime, let alone get the ball to begin the second half. So they could do some damage coming up here shortly. Hopefully they choose to do just that, but we'll see. McPherson, extra point. Kicks up. Kicks good. 17-10. 17-10. Bengals. Pirine with his 2nd touchdown of the game. Both out of the backfield in the screen game. So they have a field goal, and Burrow has 2 passing touchdowns, both Sponge Pirine. And then Najee Harris has a 20-yard rushing touchdown. But the Steelers are just playing catch-up at Heinz Field, back and forth, trading field goals and touchdowns. So they show off Joe Burrow's parents. Burrow now is a yard short of 10,000 career passing yardage. Sims on the return to the 35, 1st and 10 Steelers from there. Of course, he won a Heisman in college, won a national championship as well. Got the Bengals the Super Bowl this past year as well. As they promote CBS NFL football for next week. And yeah, Thanksgiving on Thursday, so if everyone has happy Thanksgiving. We'll promote or preview, and I'll promote social media as always. Links in the description below. Pickett looking to throw, 1st and 10, incomplete 10 for Fryermuth. Almost had out past midfield, but incomplete. 2nd and 10. But no, we'll preview, recap and preview college football in the NFL from this past weekend. Next week as well, so stay tuned for that. We'll wait until the end and update stats and scores as well then as well. So and then of course give you an updated upcoming stream schedule for live right here on YouTube. So be sure to tune back in. But 2nd and 10, Pittsburgh. Hand off Najee Harris again. Najee to the 37, maybe 38-yard line to 3rd down.
Update on Bengal DM Trey Hendrickson. He is now entering the game. He had left earlier this quarter to get some treatment on his left knee, but he is returning right now. He's able to. Thank you.
Make it 3rd and 7. Deontay Johnson's, somebody who I haven't even said his name yet tonight. Give him the ball, 3rd and 7. Pickett looking to Freiermuth again, and Pickens is right behind him. Incomplete to both. 4th down, but there's a flag on the play, and we might get a defensive hold or a defensive pass interference here. So it should be an automatic 1st down. Pittsburgh should keep the ball 1st and 10. Got a hold on the defense. 5 yards, automatic 1st down. So 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. And they'll get back to the run game, hand off Najee Harris again to midfield. So, all right, rather than 2-3 yards, he's getting 5-6 yards here. Manageable situations rather than, 2nd, 3rd and long, 2nd, 3rd and short. 2nd and 4. 5:20 and counting to play in the 1st half. Yeah. They toss it to him, 2nd and 4. And he's going to be close for a 1st down, be about a yard short. Looks like 3rd and 1. Keep at it. Keep running the ball. Move the sticks. Get 1st down here. Third and 1. And they end around a Deontay Johnson. And he has a carry for a yard. And a Pittsburgh Steeler 1st down, even though he doesn't have a reception yet today in this game. He gets a Steeler 1st down. Nice block by Derek Watt. Now 1st and 10 at the 46. Why not go deep? Why not take a deep shot here? Or at least just keep working over the middle of the field, trying to get the ball to Freiermuth. He has a catch, but, couple drops by him. They fell incomplete. He bobbled them and dropped them. But 1st and 10. Pickett looking to throw. And he wants to go deep. He will go deep into the end zone. And, oh, my God. Pickens lost his footing. Tripped himself. Pass was a little too much anyway. Incomplete from Pickett. Good God. There's a flag on the play as well with the incompletion in the end zone. Dirty Laundry has got a hold on the offense. 10 yards, I'll replay the goddamn down. So even if it wouldn't have been a touchdown, it wouldn't have counted, they'd be bringing it back and replaying the down and be, 2nd and 20 now for Pittsburgh, or 1st and 20 back at the 46 on the wrong side of the 50. Yeah, 1st and 20, 3:48 to play. Still got 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning here. You're down 7. You almost had a touchdown there. Penalty would have cost you, but, fight through it. 1st and 20, Pittsburgh. Pickett, complete. Deontay Johnson at midfield. Dances and then gets another couple yards, but normally as he's dancing and then loses a couple yards. But at least he went forward, I guess, with it. And that's not a good stat to be a part of. Teams without a 10-plus yard passing touchdown for the first 9 games of the season since 1932. And the Steelers were founded, I might add, in 1933, celebrating 90 years in a couple months. You have a couple teams that are, yes, still in the NFL, but a couple teams that are now in a different league, let alone sport, for that matter, even though the name's the same. There's one that I've never heard of, the Staten Island Stapletons. So All right, that was in 1932. I mean, I get, Pittsburgh and Philly, they were the Steagles during World War II, but the Brooklyn Dodgers, before they, moved west and became the LA Dodgers, the Cincinnati Reds, who, okay, are a baseball team, um, Bengals, the football team, they are on this list, as are the Detroit Lions in 1942, and then they went 50 years, 52 years to be exact, without anybody, having that, which is a good thing to be a part of. But since '94, you've had three. I mean, you had 2 in 6 years, but now 1 in 22 years. Um, Bengals are on that list, as are the Steelers. So, um, yeah, not a good stat to be a part of. They almost, had it. It wouldn't have counted. They'd still be on the list because today's the 10th game. That's through the first 9 games. Yeah. What, 7 teams on that list since the forward pass was invented? And still nothing you want to be a part of. 2nd and 12. They almost had it, but penalty would have cost them anyway, so I'm not going to get too ahead of ourselves there. That complete to Deontay Johnson, 3rd down, and what? That'd be 6. Yeah, thank God he's fucking #1 receiver, for God's sakes. As is George Pickens. At times it just, even when Claypool was here, it would depend on which game. One would be 1, the other would be 2, and the other would be 3. They never really had a true #1, #2, #3. It was, all over the place, depending on the game. So 3rd down and 4 officially for Pittsburgh here. And it's be near halftime. 2:25 and counting to play. Pickett looking to throw down the far sideline. That's a pass interference, thank you, intended for George Pickens on the former Steeler. Yeah, that's a good call. 15 yards. Is it going to be a spot foul is the question? Or just automatic 1st down? Yeah, spot foul. 1st down, Pittsburgh. Hilton played for the Steelers for a couple years, but then signed with Cincinnati, and, well, that came back to bite him in the ass right there, penalty against his former team. So 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. You get 1 play here before the 2-minute mark, unless you go hurry up, depending on what happens. But you still got 3 timeouts with that 2-minute warning coming up, I might add. Down 7, and you have the ball at the 25-yard line. You can't score a touchdown here before halftime. There's something seriously wrong. Handoff Najee Harris for a yard. So it'll be 2nd and 9 with 2 minutes to play. Pittsburgh down 7 with 3 timeouts. I mean, even if they have to settle for 3, okay, so be it. I'll take it. Points are points. Still a lot of ball left, but just as they kicked a field goal and scored a touchdown, the Bengals also kicked the field goal and scored 2 touchdowns for that matter. So you just got to keep yourself in at this point. It might turn into a shootout for all we know. 17-10 right now. You got to score. Because like I said earlier, honestly, it might come down to whoever has the ball last. 2nd and 9 from the 24. Pickett. Complete for Deontay Johnson again. Dancing and then slips and falls. And I mean, I don't know really if he would have got any more yardage on that or not, but he needs to quit fucking, doing that shit. Just fucking catch and go. 3rd and 4, got a timeout, I believe, by Cincinnati. Going to try to get the ball back here before halftime. Yeah, they'll have 1 remaining. So 3rd and 4 for Pittsburgh. Cincinnati will call it again if they don't give a 1st down, which Pittsburgh's hoping to get a 1st down, so they don't have to kick a field goal, keep the drive alive, drive and score. Potentially tie this game up at 17 all. So show off the SC North standings. Like I said, if Pittsburgh can take care of business, a couple winnable games coming up, and then they've only played 2 games in division so far, and they're 1-1. Beat Cincinnati and lost to Cleveland. They still have to play the Ravens twice and the Browns once. It's the 2nd Bengal game today, but Still got other winnable games on schedule. Like if they can take care of business, they should be okay. They might need to get some help, but we'll see what happens here. 3rd and 4, late whistle, false start on Pittsburgh or a timeout. How the fuck did Kenny Pickett get a false start called on his fucking quarterback? Third and 9 rather than 3rd and 4. So going backwards now, just after, pretty good drive here. I don't think I've ever seen a quarterback get a false start called on. I've seen quarterbacks get delay of games called on them, but a false start? Sims in motion. Pickett looking to throw. Lobs it up. Complete to Pickens. Touchdown Pittsburgh. Pickett to Pickens for a Pittsburgh touchdown. Extra point away from another tie game at 17 all. And here we go. It seems like it's whoever's going to have the ball last right now is going to win this game. And just hopefully the Pittsburgh Steelers defense in this second half is going to make some plays and eventually stop Burrow and the Bengals. Because if not, they're just going to continue to score, and then you're going to continue to score, and then, it's just time's going to run out on somebody, and whoever has the ball last is probably going to win the game. And special teams could still come into play, along with turnovers for that matter. We have not had a turnover yet by either team, so extra point up and good, but another late whistle. Jesus Christ, refs, keep your head on your ass and get this game under control. Delay game on the Steelers, of course. 5 yards off the re-kick. So it'd be a 38-yard extra point rather than a 33-yarder. So a 38-yard field goal for 1 point rather than 3, because they scored, of course, which you take the touchdown rather than the field goal. But just shooting yourselves in the foot, I see, with penalties. But, these refs are throwing, some not necessarily absurd fouls. They're calling down the middle. They're calling the obvious ones, but it's just coming to habit now. Extra point up and good. 17-17. Because, of course, once the penalty called, if it's on, don't let them play. But, hey, they went backwards after going forwards, 3rd and 9. They go forwards again, and Pickett finds Pickens wide open, and, he walks in the end zone, touchdown Pittsburgh. So, that's a mouthful. Say that 5 times fast. Actually, I will as we come back from break. Pickett to Pickens for a Pittsburgh touchdown. 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 And for the final time, should say it 6, let alone 7 or 17 times, but Pickett to Pickens for a Pittsburgh touchdown. And we're tied at 17. Minute and change to play in the first half. 17-17. Pittsburgh on the kickoff. Return from the 3-yard line. And to the 24. The Bengals go. Fucking Marcus Allen. He does have charisma. He always has. Blocked a field goal a little over 6 years ago before Grant Haley picked it up and scored. 1st and 10 Bengals from the 24, and that was, I might add, against another Ohio team. 17-17 with the Bengals and Steelers, though, here today. Minute 42 to play in the half. If you can get off the field, maybe call your timeouts. Of course, you don't give them any time. Maybe you get the ball back and do something before half, but you are going to get the ball back to begin the third quarter. So, Burrow going to roll out. Incomplete. Sportsmanship there with Burrow and Watt. As Watt brought pressure, Burrow's like, hey, settle down, though. Like, you don't need to be doing that every play. But Pickett to Pickens for a Pittsburgh touchdown, and Steelers side of 17, incompletion there. 2nd and 10 Bengals. Burrow over the middle, almost picked off by Minka, and then a couple missed tackles. Levi Wallace and I believe just Levi Wallace on the tackle. All right. 1st and 10 from the 41. Empty set. And incomplete, 10 for Boyd, far side. 2nd down and 10 again for Cincinnati. Yeah, but it didn't come in Pittsburgh at Heinz Field or Acrisure Stadium if you're one of those people that actually calls it that. Because Pittsburgh's a hard city, hard place to kick in. As McPherson does get warmed up on the sideline. They got one timeout. That pass caught, I don't know how the hell he caught it, but he did. Higgins comes down hard on his tailbone. So 1st and 10, they'll have an injury timeout. Maybe they get charged that timeout. But right there on the Bengals sideline, so they'll play on. Be 1st and 10. What a catch. Very high, but he went up and grabbed it. That pass incomplete. Millette on the coverage and 10 for Boyd. 2nd and 10 again. But even though they've had 2nd and 10s, they've got 1st and 10s, shortly done after. So still been able to move the ball. And if, they can hold them, let alone 3 or nothing, I mean, points here for the Bengals might, as the game moves on, if Pittsburgh can't do anything in the second half, hopefully they can and will, just back and forth here. These points might be crucial. Pass is picked off, though, Levi Wallace. So Pittsburgh, 31 seconds. They still got 3 timeouts, so don't tell me you can't get in field goal range now. You should have a tie game at 17 or a 3-point, 20, 17, maybe even if you do score a 24-17 lead here at halftime. Burrow with a mistake. Another interception of the Steeler defense. Through, I believe, 4, maybe 5 week 1 against Pittsburgh. There's one already today. Yeah, Wallace just jumped the route. Intended for... Can't make out who that was intended for. Number 80. And that is, in fact, as, of course, Jamar Chase is out with an injury. Oh, come on. They're going to review that. That's an interception. That's a clean pick. And it was an interception on the field, so they have to find this bit of evidence to return it. He caught the ball, fell to the ground, controlled it, and possessed it. It's a catch. That's an interception. Come on now. Like I said, messing around a couple days before Thanksgiving, Ray Charles could have saw that, for fuck's sake. So they'll take a split screen commercial. They'll be back in 30 seconds. I'll stick with it rather than fast forward. But that's the eye on the field, and that's a pick, man. Come on. So Pittsburgh 1st and 10. So they get off the field. They get a turnover. Now you got to do something with it. Even though you don't have much time, you still got timeouts in which you can do something with it now. The time they're going to be on your side. You have, some decent starting field position close to midfield. All you have to do is get in fucking field goal range. Like I said, should be up at least 20-17, if not 24-17, at halftime here if it's not going to be tied at 17. You should be able to get some points off of this, and hopefully they can. We'll see as they continue to review it. It's a pick. That is an interception by Levi Wallace. Rolling is confirmed. 1st down, Pittsburgh. So 1st and 10 Steelers. Ball at the 44. Yeah, 31 seconds and 3 timeouts. You got to go 30 yards to be safe at least. Timeout. False start again. God damn it. Now you're going the wrong way. Be 1st and 15. Seems like everybody has a false start called against them today on the Steeler offense. Or yesterday. But 1st and 15 now to 39. Ready to get 40 yards. Over the middle, complete Najee Harris. Spins at midfield, down at the 49. Timeout. Timeout. You got a 2nd and 4. 23 seconds. 2 timeouts. Just getting field goal range, man. Another split screen commercial, so we'll stick with it. But just getting field goal range. That's all I ask. Whatever you do, do not turn it over. Do not turn the ball over here, man. I'm telling you, don't turn it over. Second and 3 from the 49. Pickett looking to throw and complete the Freiermuth at the 40. He'll get out of bounds. Timeout to be safe. I guess wind is starting to pick up. I mean, like I said, we have had a few short kickoffs. But yeah, that's what I said for at least Matthew. I mean, Balls would be a different story, but he had a couple misses last week. Even though he had made a couple, he missed a couple. You want to? I'd be wanting to get inside the 30-yard line, not the 38 where they have it at. 1st and 10 Pittsburgh. Pickett going to step up and going to run, but then complete the Freiermuth and caught inside the 20 down to the 15-14. 8 seconds. You got 2 timeouts. Call one of those and take a shot in the end zone. And then if you don't convert, kick it. Timeout Pittsburgh, 8 seconds, 1st and 10, and a timeout left. You got to take a shot to the end zone now because 8 seconds, you got one play at least. And if you get, tackled in bounds or, just don't turn it over, whatever, you still got timeout to kick it. Unless you get down to the 1, you go for it and, sneak it and you scored in the half and then momentum going in the second half. You got one play here to, take a shot, which, you're inside the red zone. You still got a timeout. So if something goes wrong, call it, kick it. But, a little bit, yeah. 9 seconds officially. They add 1 more second on the clock. So, you got one play. You got to take a shot. But then, if it doesn't work out, you still can kick it. So, they honestly should have a 24-17 lead here at halftime. Pickett complete to Najee Harris, but only a yard. Timeout. 3 seconds, timeout. So they'll kick it. And should be, as he just dumped it off to Najee and then tackled right away, nowhere to go. They'll kick it. But they got him in field goal range, after the turnover, which, with that being said, there's not really much else you can ask for. Unless they, would have scored a touchdown, would be better. They didn't turn it over themselves, so 17-17 here. Just we'll see where the ball's spotted at and what the distance is for this kick. 30-yard field goal, so just right inside an extra point. Bengals do have a timeout. We'll see if they ice them. There's the whistle. They do. They will. Can't take it in the second half with you, so why not? Yep, and we got 3 seconds and a field goal to come, going into halftime, either 17-17 or 20-17. Matthew Wright from 30 yards out to end the half. Kicks up. Kick is good. Steelers lead the Bengals at halftime. Of course, this is from yesterday. Please, once again, no spoilers, but I'm just now watching it. At halftime, it is 20-17 Steelers in Pittsburgh. I might add, as mentioned a little bit ago, they could potentially do some damage here. Score. Which, okay, they got the turnover and then, 3 timeouts and 30 seconds and kicked the field goal. They'll get the ball to begin the second half as well. So, at this point, just don't fucking blow it. You have Cincinnati right where you want them at. You do, and you've already beat them. And the 23 points you put up against them in a 3-point overtime win week 1, you already have 20 of those 23 points today. I mean, as they have 17 of their 20 they had then as well. But tonight, this game from yesterday, however you want to put it, I'm just not watching it. It's, back and forth. It's not a shootout yet, but it could turn into one. I'm just excited to see if these defenses are going to stand up, stand down, hold the fort down, bend but not break. Because Pittsburgh defensively, okay, they have the interception. Levi Wallace are in for halftime on Joe Burrow. Pittsburgh seemingly has a running game again, which thank God for. They finally got the ball to Deontay Johnson a little bit more there towards halftime. Pickens with a touchdown reception, getting the ball to Freiermuth, or trying to at least a lot, and making up for a couple drops earlier. There's a couple big catches. The penalties is what's killing them, but they're still able to score. So, I mean, at this point, just honestly, if they continue to run the football, make stops on defense, you got to get to Burrow. You got to have him force some mistakes. You got to bring pressure, capitalize off turnovers. You can't let him stand back there and pick you apart, because he has already done that. It was felt like every single play on the one drive they had a little bit ago, before he found Samaje Perine from their receiving touchdown on the backfield. It was pass, maybe one run in that. But that run was even positive yardage. But all of those passes were completions. So they're able to move the ball. Pittsburgh can too. I mean, something's got to give. Half a football left. And Pittsburgh leads 20-17 here at halftime. So, just defensively run the ball, pick it, don't try to do too much, keep it, simple as it's been today. Drive and score, don't turn it over. If you do, hopefully the defense can make a stop and get the ball back and nothing changes. But, then defensively, just continue to make stops. You got to force pressure, capitalize off turnovers, and turnovers could be the difference here. Below on special teams, even with short kicks, we've had a couple good returns. You have a field goal and a field goal early, 3-0, and then 3-3, and then a touchdown and a touchdown and a touchdown and a touchdown, and then Pittsburgh with another field goal. So a 3-point lead. Punts have not really been there, and that's a good thing. But even in the kickoff return, um, hopefully he can break one. Hopefully he can break a big run out of the backfield too in the run game. Just you can't shoot yourselves in the foot. No penalties, no turnovers. Don't blow this. You have a 3-point lead at halftime. You have them right where you want them at, and you've already beat them once, in my dad. So just keep it up. Continue to give yourself a chance. Keep yourself in it. Don't let this game slip. They need this win, honestly, more than anything right now. Even though, once again, if they can, take care of business themselves, potentially get some help, they should be okay, because as this is a divisional game, second against the Bengals, they still got to play the Ravens twice and the Browns once. They've only played 2 divisional games so far this year. So, I mean, honestly, come this third, fourth quarter, I think as long as the offense doesn't fuck up, which hopefully they don't, this defense, this crowd's going to feed off of it. And just have a feeling this defense might make a play or two late. And just like they've had before, and before meaning numerous times, and hopefully they'll add to that list, continue that here in this game. And you got to run the ball and work clock. You can't. What's hurting them on defense? Like I said, Burrow's just the pressure's there, but it's not there. He's still able to get rid of it. You got to get to him quicker. You got to get rid of the ball faster. Make him make mistakes. You can't just let him stand back there and pick you apart. Because if so, it's first down as it's been, and then you're out there hands on hips on defense, can't get the hell off the field. They got to get the hell off the field on defense. If they can get the hell off the field on defense, and then find a running game on offense, which they have, but continue to run it and work clock, and you have a lead, continue to score, you should be in a good position to win this game. Now, will they? I don't know, because I still don't know what the hell happened yesterday, and that's why we're just watching it now. So once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cohen Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. The thumbs up button. Share, check questions and comments, super chat, super sticker, super like, super thanks. Always great appreciate it as well. So I'll leave it at that. There's not really much else to be said. Watch it on day delay. And fast forward through the commercials, and we're going to fast forward through halftime here, and then we'll update stats and scores from this game, and then everything else around the league that happened this week at the end. And then we'll recap and preview both college football and the NFL from this past week and next weekend as well. So, just don't, as it just seems like too, even though I know what I just said, that maybe the defense makes a stop late. That's how the game's not necessarily won, but then they can run it, burn it out from there, and maybe burn down the Bengals' new practice facility and send them back home. But just typical Steeler game, down to the wire potentially, as always. But it's either they're doing something good early and they have a lead and they're going to hold on to it, or they're coming from behind, and maybe it's too late, maybe it's not, maybe they find a way to win. Just find a way to win this game, okay? Don't let it slip. You have a 3-point lead at halftime. Both teams are looking pretty damn good, as even as they can get, honestly. But just don't, as you're starting to do something good now, don't take a step back and just, relax. Like, you got to keep at it. Pedal the metal. And as Joe Burrow's a Tiger King, well, Pittsburgh needs to be Carol Baskin right now. And they need to put Joe Exotic down, and they need to hopefully beat Cincinnati here today, or yesterday, however you want to put it. They got swept by them last year, beat them on the road earlier this year, looking for the sweep this year. Maybe they split, but we'll take it from there later. But just don't do anything stupid. Just keep at it. That's all I ask. So we'll see what happens. But all right, we're at halftime. We're gonna fast forward through this 10-15 minute halftime and get back to live end game time. Unless we're live TV, but begin the third quarter here and begin the second half in a split second. Just in the meantime, once again, thank you for tuning in and listening. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button, share, and chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, super thanks. Always good, appreciated. As well as on Monday Night Football, currently, as they near the end of the third quarter, the 49ers are leading the Cardinals 24-10. And hashtag War Games for WWE Survivor Series War Games. We got about half hour left of Raw tonight for the go home before the show next weekend, in which we'll also have live watch along reactions for live on YouTube, but those will be next Tuesday, just as the schedule was for Crown Jewel for myself for the WWE a couple weeks ago. Saturday night pay-per-view during college football season, and then the NFL as well, to watch all that, push this to the end, and then so as the Bengals kick off, touchback Pittsburgh, 1st and 10 from the 25, left to right across television screen, ready on our dial. Steelers lead Bengals 20-17 here as we begin the second half in this game from yesterday. But next week I'll have live watch along reactions in the NFL on Thanksgiving with the Giants and Cowboys, so be sure to tune in for that. Along with on Saturday, college football, Michigan State, Penn State, 4 Eastern as well. And then next Sunday in the NFL, we'll figure out the games. Whether it's at 1, 4, Sunday night, we'll see. Maybe a double, let alone a triple header, for that matter. 1st and 10, Deontay Johnson on the bubble screen catch, about a yard for him, a 2nd and 9. But like I said, it worked out with this weekend and the next weekend for the Steelers to, plans I had yesterday, and then watch the game now tonight. Pittsburgh's at Indianapolis next Monday night. So I'll also have live watch along reactions live right here on YouTube of that as well. A week from now, Pittsburgh at Indy on Monday Night Football, and we'll also be watching, as we always do as well, WWE Monday Night Raw. So be sure to tune in. Be sure to subscribe to the notification bell next to it as well if you haven't done so already. 2nd and 9, nowhere to go, and begin the second half here. Pittsburgh is looking at a quick 3-and-out, just as they started the game with as well, I might add, which is, unfortunate, but then, they slow early and then picked up pace, slowed down a little bit, picked up again, just, up and down a little bit. We'll see what it gives. But 3rd and 9, gotta get a first down first off. 3rd and 9, incomplete 10%. It's all right. You have a lead, but you don't want to do too much of that. You want to at least try to do something. They'll have to restart this second half and settle down and settle in and go from there. Make a stop or two on defense, and we'll see what happens here. Harvin with a punt. Field with the 25. Spillane on the tackle. Right at the 30 with Killebrew. So 1st and 10 Bengals from there, down 3, 20-17 here early 3rd quarter. So fast forward again here. 1st and 10 Bengals from the 30. And pass over the middle, complete to T. Higgins. He's back. Can't cover his ass still, but he's back. And then they get a first down towards midfield on a 20-yard reception. Nice catch and run over the middle and a simple slant. Burrow has now surpassed 10,000 career passing yards and has tied Hall of Famer Kurt Warner for the fewest games in NFL history to do just that. Pass incomplete, make it 2nd and 10 again. And they've had a lot of those tonight, but they've still been able to convert. It doesn't seem like they're missing Jamar Chase at all. It doesn't. Seems like they're still clicking on all cylinders. Burrow's handing off to Mixon, dumping them off to MVP Ryan out of the backfield in the screen game, and then Higgins and Boyd at receiver. Hayden Hurst is somebody they went to early, but nothing late, so I'd keep a watch on him. But from the 46 empty set, 2nd and 10, Bengals down 3 here. 3 minutes into the second half. Quarterback draw. He's going to get sacked. Watt and Highsmith take down Burrow. Be 3rd and long. Give me a hell yeah. From the 40. Sack his ass again. Pass incomplete near side. 4th down, and they'll punt. So a 3 and out for both teams to begin the second half, just as both teams went 3 and out to begin the game. The difference is Pittsburgh has a 3-point lead right now. Rather than being tied at 0 and then down 3-0, tying in at 3, down 10-3, tying at 10, down 17-10, tying at 17, and then going up 20-17.5. Just back and forth, back and forth. Something's got to give. 4th and 16, Bengals to punt. Don't muff it. Steven Sims on the return from the 5-yard line. And then to the 8, maybe 9, he goes. They don't want to get a block in the back and half the distance, but be 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. Not necessarily that, good starting field position, but get back to the action here shortly. And right now is a good time. So 1st and 10, Pittsburgh. Yeah. High school football in Pennsylvania, top notch, as it is in a few other states, and playoffs for everyone continuing. Win in advance. But 1st and 10 from the 9, handoff Najee Harris. To the 12-yard line, he goes for 3. 2nd down and 7. And, no doubt about it. Pittsburgh, Central and Western Pennsylvania, it's football heaven. Second and 7 from the 12. JC is at center. Dump off from Pickett to Freiermuth. And Pat gets to about the 15-yard line, be 3rd and about 5. 3rd and 4 officially. Jalen Warren's going to be out. It looks like hamstring injury earlier when he was limping on the sideline. That's all he played. Shit, that sucks. Because, behind Najee, all they have is fucking Benny Snell. And we know how that goes. No offense, but we know how that goes. It's 3rd and 4 from the 15 for Pittsburgh. Get 1st down. Almost got him to jump off sides. Get 1st down from the penalty or converting. Pickett going to roll out near side. Complete, make it incomplete, and then Freiermuth hit and slow to get up, holding his gut. Sort of got sandwiched in midair. Pass a little high. Oh, he kneed him in the gut. Yeah. Probably got the wind knocked out of him. 4th down and 4. Pittsburgh will punt. Yeah. So as Cincinnati punted to begin the second half, so does Pittsburgh once again. And 1st and 10 Bengals. What the hell? Something late. Pushing and shoving. Refs come in to break it up. We're going to get a flag on the play. Yeah, we're going to get a break. There is a flag now on the play. Maybe a late hit. Roughing the passer. No, nothing. Yeah, they blew it dead, and there was some trash talk. And they let it bounce. And then that's a fair catch, but it already bounced. It's a live ball. You can't fair catch it before that or after that. Invalid fair catch. So Pittsburgh tried to tackle him. So it's a penalty on the Bengals and a 1st down. All right, yeah. Tried to get away with it, but nope. 20-17 Steelers, 10 minutes to play the 3rd quarter. From the 40-yard line, after the punt and the penalty, 1st and 10, handoff, Pirine. Samaje Pirine, tackled by Jack and Bush after a 5-yard gain. 2nd down and medium. So 2nd and 5, empty set. Over the middle, tipped, incomplete. 3rd down. Third down and 5, 9:25 to play in the 3rd. Pittsburgh's honestly just got to get this game in the 4th quarter. And if they can with a lead, I think they'll be all right. Third and 5. Pass complete. There's Hayden Hurst. And a Bengal 1st down. God damn. So 1st and 10. Burrow hands off on a draw, Pirine, and then Devin Bush. And Malik Reed make the tackle. He's 2nd and short. 2nd and manageable for Cincinnati. Whether it's 2nd and 3, as it is, or 2nd and 10, they've still been able to convert and get 1st downs. Like, doesn't matter. So Pittsburgh defensively, you got to get the hell off the field, man. Come on. Trips in a bunch top of your screen, out of the gun. Now make an empty set. 2nd and 3 from the 39. Burrow. Pass far side. Intended for Higgins. He catches it at the 10. Pushed out of bounds by Levi Wallace. God damn, they got a 1st and goal inside the 10-yard line. And if, kick field goal, Pittsburgh can hold them to 3. They'll tie it up, but Seems like they're going to score here and take a 4-point lead. Because watch them run the ball, but watch them run a screen game. Watch them run a screen pass in the screen game, I should say, to Mixon or Piron, and watch them walk in for 6. Taylor in motion, first and goal. They'll fake the give. Burrow going to keep it for himself on a draw, and Burrow down at the 1-yard line. So second and goal from there. I think that was on the read. That wasn't predetermined because he wanted to hand off and he got beat on it. Pittsburgh was right there to bring him down. Okay, Mixon with a head injury, potential concussion, so it'll be Piron in the backfield. Second goal, Bengals though from the 1. Burrow rolls out and in the end zone, caught, touchdown Cincinnati. And Irwin, number 16, with the catch. Trenton Irwin, not Perry or Steve, but still a touchdown for the Bengals. And they have a 3-point lead right now. And what the final score was week 1 in a Pittsburgh win, 23-20, but extra point to come here to make it a one-score game at 24-20. Pittsburgh, of course, is going to be a touchdown to retake the lead, though, rather than unless this extra point's up to no good. Kicks up and good, so yeah, 24-20, 7:02 to play in the third. Pittsburgh going to get the ball back, but they're going to have to do something. Something they haven't done just prior to halftime because they've gone 3 and out twice in the second half already. Back-to-back punts by Harvin. So, 24-20 your score, 7:02 to play in the third as mentioned. Cincinnati on the kickoff. And from the 6 on the return, Sims out past the 20 to the 23. First and 10 Pittsburgh. That's where they'll start at. Down 4. As they promote what's coming up on CBS and College Football in the NFL next week. We'll get to that later on. Yep. Driver of the week in college football. First and 10. Sims on the end around. He's going to lose a couple yards. So back to the 21. And Pittsburgh going to have the second and about 13 here. Yep. God damn it. Quit running fucking end arounds. You didn't really have anybody to do it when Claypool was doing it to begin with. Now he's gone. You still don't have anybody. Quit fucking running end arounds. Move the ball north, south. North, ahead of you. Okay? Not this east-west shit to the sideline. If Matt Canada returns to Pittsburgh next year as the offense coordinator, believe me, people are going to be pissed and there's going to be hell to pay. Passing complete out of bounds, 3rd and 13. So now they can't even take any time off the damn clock. Jesus Christ. From the 21, 3rd and 13, play clock. Get it off, all right. Pick it over the middle, complete, but Zach Gentry's only going to get to the 30. He's going to be short. Be 4th down, and guess what? They're going to have to punt for the 3rd straight fucking drive this second half. Get a 3-point lead going into halftime. Now you're down 4 because you can't do jack shit this 3rd quarter. God damn. From the 16 on the return. Ooh, nice big hit. Marcus Allen. He celebrates. I mean, yeah, he's a special teamer. He's continuing to make plays. First and 10. Well, he's a busy man on defense. You got to get the Burrow. You got to get the Burrow. Put him in his hole. Pass incomplete over the middle. No. TJ Watt has the ball. Did he intercept that? There's no way in hell he picked that off. I'm going to have to see a replay of that. That was, if that was an interception, pretty fucking impressive. Looks like he got tipped, batted down, incomplete. No, that's a pick. He caught that. Holy shit. I think everybody's in shock with what the hell just happened. That's amazing. How the hell did he catch that? Burrow's like, what the hell? Yeah, nobody can believe what that pass was picked up by TJ Watt, but it was. And Burrow with another interception. Steelers going to get it back. First and 10 at the 21. Knocking on the door. Down 4, midway through the third quarter. You got to capitalize off this, man. You got to score a touchdown. You can't settle for 3. Pick it in the end zone. A little high, a little too much for Zach Gentry. Almost picked off himself. Incomplete. Second and 10. Wow. He did that week 1 too? Yeah, shit, that's right. Well, he had 4 interceptions that day. It's hard to remember who had them all, but the same thing. He's obviously reading Burrow, damn well, and picks him off again right at the line of scrimmage. And then everybody's like, how the hell did you do that? Second and 10 with 21, handoff Najee Harris to the 15 he goes. They got a third and about 4 now. You got to score. You got to score a touchdown. I mean, if you have to settle for 3, so be it. All right, whatever. But no. Yeah, exactly. Good field position after the interception. You got to score. Over the middle, incomplete. 10 for Deontay Johnson. He wasn't even looking for the fucking ball. Fourth down, and here comes Matthew Wright for another field goal. Kicked 4 of them last week. If only they could punch it in and score. Number 4 out for the third time today. Already 2 of 2. Maybe third time to charm. 3 of 3 today. Yeah, 4 straight 3 and out. And they got to, well, at least they're not punting. At least they're in field goal range and kick it. Because of the good starting field position off the INT. But still, man, you got to score a touchdown. Can't suffer through all the time. 34-yard field goal. Kicks up, kicks good. 24-23, 4:28 to play in the third. Bengals are going to get it back. So they'll stick with it. No TV timeout with the commercial. Got to get another stop man on defense. Whatever you do, like I said, don't blow it. Whatever you do, don't blow this game. You have him right where you want him at, man. You do. We are Penn State. Oh shit, they brought the national broadcast to this game because of Dallas beating up on Minnesota so bad. With 4:28 to play in the third quarter. Jesus Christ. Speaking of getting beat up, 49ers 38-10 against Arizona Monday Night Football from Mexico City. Bengals on the return, and a damn good return at that to the 43-yard line. 1st and 10, Cincinnati from there. Up 1, 24-23, 4:22 to play in the third. Yeah, back and forth. Something's got to give. Like, these defenses need to settle down. Make play after play after play. Can't let these offenses just move the ball on you. Like, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Bend but not break. Burrow with 2 picks. Pittsburgh with points off of those interceptions, I might add. 1st and 10. Slant on the screen. Over the middle, in the ground, and complete. 2nd down. So 2nd and 10 from the 42. Yeah, the Steelers jumped the routes and picked off. But empty set. Over the middle, complete again to fucking T. Higgins. Will somebody cover his ass? My God. Another 1st down for the Bengals, I might add. Just not their first or first in a while. Like, so I said, it doesn't matter if it's 1st and 10, 2nd and short, 2nd and 10, 3rd and whatever. They can convert. It's 1st down, 1st down, 1st down. Burrow nearing 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns. And they'd be up, a little bit if he didn't turn the ball over. Rather than just 1, they'd be up, more than that. 1st and 10. Once again, make it now officially 2nd and 10. From the 43. Another empty set. And Joe Burrow pass complete. But short, be 3rd and about 1.5 yards, 2. Big 3rd down for Pittsburgh. Got to get off the field. Third and 2, watch them run a draw. Yep, hand off Pirine, load your shoulder, 1st down. Miles Jack on the tackle. God damn. Like I said, they can convert 1st down, 1st down, 1st down, regardless of the situation. Just frustrating. They can't get off the field. So 1st and 10, Cincy from the 32. And Burrow gets sacked. He gets rid of it late, though. Highsmith hit him last, but they sort of gang tackled him there on the sack. So incomplete, 2nd and 10. No sack. Got to continue to bring pressure on them, man. He's already had 2 interceptions. Why not a couple more? Late whistle. Maybe a delay a game. They got a timeout. All right. 1, 2, 3 to play in the third. Timeout Bengals. They got a 2nd and 10 up 1, 24-23 here. And Joe Mixon's out for the rest of the game, so it's just going to be Samaje Perine. But remember, I mean, Mixon's on a little bit. Perine has the 2 receiving touchdowns out of the backfield in the screen game from Burrow. And then Burrow has another passing touchdown as well. And then they have a field goal. That's how they have their 24 points. Pittsburgh has a field goal, let alone another field goal and a third field goal with 2 touchdowns in between. Pickett to Pickens and Najee Harris with a 20-yard rushing touchdown. So 24-23 your score with 1:23 to play in the third, 2nd and 10 after the timeout. And Burrow over the middle, deflected, almost picked off again, incomplete. Tyson Alualu, TJ Watt. Another 3rd down for Cincinnati. Big 3rd down on defense for Pittsburgh again, man. Get the hell off the field. Burrow gonna get sacked by Cam Hayward, and that's a 4th and 12. Gonna be a long field goal for McPherson if they kick it. They'd be better off, I think, punting, pinning Pittsburgh deep, making them drive. From here, about a 55-yard field goal. They're going to kick it. The Bengals are going to kick a 54-yarder officially. Kicks up. Kick is good. Oh, my God. 27-23 with 31 seconds to play in the third. Pittsburgh going to get the ball back down 4 again. Just as they were 24-20. Pittsburgh's only lead was when they were up at halftime, 20-17. And they've only scored 3 points this third quarter, whereas Cincinnati scored 10. 27-23. And just, oh my God. As good as, defense plays, now the offense is, not really doing much. They should have scored on the second Burrow interception. We'd be tied at 27 right now, man. That's the difference, honestly. Pittsburgh's selling for fucking field goals when they should be scoring touchdowns. Pittsburgh on the kickoff return from the 4. Sims past the 15 to the 23. 1st and 10. They'll show off some early headlines in the league. Yeah, we'll update the stats and scores here once we go final. Should be within the next half hour or so, I'd say. Probably would be done by now if came on and started streaming when I wanted to. but was having some issues with getting the videos just prior to this live stream uploaded on time. YouTube was giving me some difficulty earlier. For 7 videos and a total of 20 minutes. 2 of them took, and I knew it wasn't on my end with connection-wise because upload speed's normally damn good. You know, just like, you know, the connection in general. One video, like a minute and a half long, took like 2 hours for whatever fucking reason. And then another minute video took like 10 seconds. And then, you know, in between for everything else, you know, normally a couple of minutes here and there. It just depends on how long. But, yeah, so we started a little late, but Raw just ended as Monday Night Football is about to come to an end. We just hit the end of the third quarter with the Bengals up 27-23 on the Steelers with 15 to play. 2nd and 5 for Pittsburgh from the 26-yard line. Hand off Najee Harris and about a yard for him. 3rd down and 4. God. Go deep. You haven't gone deep since you had that almost touchdown in the end zone. That even if it would have, you know, been caught, touchdown, there was a penalty on the play anyway, and we're going to call it back. You need a big play. Just an explosive play, generally, you need a spark. You need momentum on your side. You're down again. So 3rd and 4. Pickett in the gun. Empty set. Najee motions out in the slot. And going deep down the far sideline, George Pickens. 1st down, Pittsburgh. I mean, come on now. Can't write it fucking self. 1st down, move the sticks. They run a flea flicker, and then Pickett throws it out of bounds, incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. No shit. Even if they've gone deep, they can't execute. Yeah. So 2nd and 10. And a handoff. Najee Harris, nowhere to go. 3rd down. God damn. 3rd and about 13. Third and 12 officially. And Pickett going to get sacked back at midfield. God damn it. You got to be fucking kidding me. 3 points in fucking 18 minutes since halftime. Can't do shit on offense. It's 5 straight drives of nothing other than the field goal. 4 punts and a field goal since halftime. God damn, man. It said don't blow it, but what are they doing? Fair catch at the 11. 1st and 10 Bengals from there with 12:31 to play. God damn. How in the hell does this happen? So 1st and 10 Bengals from the 10. And it looks like it's Obama time, so maybe Joe Burrow is going to be walking to the gallows here. And Pittsburgh finds a way to win. Like I said, just has a feeling maybe this defense makes a play late. Heinz Field. You know it. You know what's coming. So 1st and 10 from the 10. False start. Let's see if Renegade strikes again. 5 yards. Back to the 5, even though it's 5-yard penalty, still have the distance there. 1st and 15 now for the Bengals. Come on, defense. You need to stop. Pressure to turnover. If not, just get the hell off the field, get the ball back, good field position. Down 4, 12:31 to play. I mean, come on now. It's there for the taking, okay? You got to grab it. Burrow hands off, Pirine for 2. And Cincinnati, it'd be stupid not to be running the ball up late in the 4th quarter on the road. 2nd and 12. Make it 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8. They did the opposite on me, and I read it wrong. Fell for it on the scoreboard. My bad. Or no, it is 2nd and 12 because it was 1st 15. They get 3 yards. So it would be 2nd and 7 if they didn't have a penalty. That is right. Fake the give on the draw. Burrow, far side, incomplete. 3rd down. Get off the field. This is the biggest 3rd down, maybe the biggest play of the fucking game right now. 3rd and 12 for Cincinnati. Third and 12, you give them 11, but nothing more. Watch Hayden Hurst. Watch Hayden Hurst. Watch Higgins, too, because, can't cover his ass. 3rd and 12, pass, near side, incomplete. 10 for Tyler Boyd. So 4th down and a 3 now with Renegade. They get the penalty, back them up. Can't go more than 3 yards, and they punt. So Pittsburgh getting the ball back with life. Down 4, 27-23 with 11:41 to play. Nothing stupid. Sims with a fair catch of the 48. Nothing stupid here. Can't turn the ball over. Run the damn ball. Work clock. Score. Give them the ball back with a little no time left. Like I said, continue to go back to potentially whoever has the ball last might win this game. Because not much happened that 3rd quarter after a 20-17 first half. Defense has stepped up, making some stops. Pittsburgh with 5 straight drives and only 3 points. 4 of those 5 drives ended in punts. So the devil got his due the other night. Maybe the 6th time with the charm here. Handoff Najee Harris. Najee, 1st down run for 13 yards. Keep it going. Work the sticks. Run the damn ball here. They're going to give us an update. Of course, this is from yesterday. It's the Cowboys 40-3 with 9:20 to play at Minnesota. We'll update final stats and scores in a minute. But 1st and 10, Pittsburgh now from the 34 out of the pistol, handoff Najee Harris again. And a flag, probably coming back for a hold. As he got about 3, maybe 4 yards. But looks like they'll replay down. 49ers in the meantime defeat the Cardinals on Monday Night Football. 38-10 from Mexico City. Holding on Pat Freiermuth, 10 yards, they'll replay the down. First and 20. Yeah, the 13-yard run. And then you get another couple yards there, and then the penalty backs you up. Like, that's what I'm saying. You can't do something right and then do something wrong right after. It doesn't work out that way. So first and 20 for the Steelers, back at the 44. Pickett going to roll out near side, throw across body, complete to Pickens near side, and we'll see where they spot it at. But got another flag on the play. God damn it. Shoot yourselves in the foot more while you're at it. An eligible player downfield. 5 yards, they'll replay the down again. Jesus Christ. Yeah, they wanted to run it, and then Pickett rolled out, and it's complete, but nothing anyway, and then the penalty with it. So first and 25 back at the 49. 10-20 to play. Pickett high on a dump off, intended for Najee Harris. A lot of his passes in this game here have been high, a little too much. So second down and 25 for Pittsburgh from the 49. 10-15 to play. Come on, Kenny. Let's make some noise. Gunner in motion. He hasn't had a touch all game. Pickett going to step up, looking his way actually, and dumps it off incomplete as he gets hit. So third and 25 for Pittsburgh. So even with good field position once again, after the punt, after the defense gets you a 3 and out, begin the fourth quarter, you have a big first down run, but then penalties, and back your ass up. And third and fucking 25 from midfield. And unless you got a deep ball deep down the middle, you're not converting, let alone, getting in field range, for God's sakes. You're going to fucking punt here. Jesus Christ. They run a draw on third and 25. All right, whatever. But Najee breaks it to the 42, and they'll punt. All right, pin them deep. Make them drive on you. Punt, pin them deep, make them drive. I mean, I wanted them minded a draw on, second 25. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right. They wanted to, but, fucking fucked up the play. And then he was, thrown, and then the penalty again. You continue to back yourself up and just... That's what I said, shoot yourselves in the foot more while you're at it. Aim it a little higher and put us all out of our fucking misery. 4th and 18. Harvin on to punt. Pin them deep. Fair catch at the 8. So Cincinnati going to start back inside the 10-yard line again, 1st and 10, with 9:33 to play. Yep. Bills, Lions, Giants, Cowboys, and Patriots, Vikings on Thanksgiving Thursday. We'll get more into Buffalo's situation in a minute. Pittsburgh at Indy next Monday night. First and 10 from the 7-yard line officially for the Bengals. Burrow down the far sideline, complete to Tyler Boyd. Jesus Christ. Millette on the coverage. So they get breathing room and a big first down. Yeah. Been all Higgins at receiver. But then Boyd with a big catch there. His first for 27 today. As Burrow has now surpassed 300 yards passing. First and 10 from the 34. So, 25-yard completion. Burrow complete near side as well. Missed tackle by Levi Wallace, and then he gets pushed out of bounds. I mean, I get Minka returned. Okay, he had emergency appendectomy, got his appendix out. But he hasn't done jack shit in this game. Let alone the middle linebackers again. You know, like, I've done jack shit all fucking year, for God's sakes. Let alone today, but still, just, you got to get a stop. I mean, hell, they're in field goal range, 8-1-4 and counting to play, ball 34-yard line. You got to force them to 3 and, you know, keep it at 7. You give them a touchdown here, this game might be over. Burrow going to hand off, and yeah, guess what? They're going to run the ball and work clock as much as they possibly can. Pittsburgh brings them down in the backfield, but come on. Second down officially and 12 from 36. Burrow. Complete. Tyler Boyd again. Now they can't cover him. But guess what? They're going to go to Higgins here in the end zone probably. Or Hayden Hurst. Son of a fucking bitch. Game's not won at halftime. Still got to play a full 60, but they haven't done jack shit this second half. From the 21. First and 10. Another handoff. And about a 7-8 yard run. Mixon's done for the day. Piron, your other back. Normally it would be Chris Evans, but Trevion Williams gets the carry there. And 8 yards officially make it 2nd and 2. Second and 2, Burrow under center, going to hand off, Pirine. And down inside the 10 he goes. Son of a bitch. 5:48 counting to play, so time ain't going to be on their side if they give up a touchdown here. You got to hold them to 3, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. So 1st and goal, Bengals from the 8-yard line. That's the delay game. They give it to him, though, right at the last second. Pirine for a yard, 2nd and goal from the 7. Yeah, they score, this game's over. Because under 5 to play, even with 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning. Not unless they'd score quick and somehow get the ball back again and then do something, which I highly doubt. Because they, you know, get at me when they've done something in the second half, like, because they haven't. Second and goal from the 6. Dump off on a screen. Pirine for the 3rd fucking time today. Out of the backfield in the screen game for a fucking receiving touchdown. Jesus fucking Christ. 33-23 with 4:30 to play. That's a touchdown. Knee might be down the half-yard line, but ball's across goal line, so to speak, in the end zone. Touchdown Bengals. That's a touchdown. All scoring plays reviewed, but gonna have to find indisputed evidence of return. They ain't gonna have. That's a touchdown. Motherfucker. You gotta be fucking kidding me, man.
And he has been able to just be there, play in and play out for Burrow, and now gets another touchdown. 93 yards in 8 plays.
Yeah, they went the distance and scored. Not kicked the field goal or nothing at all. Scored a touchdown, make it a 11-point game. So it's 2 possessions, 4:30 to play, 3 timeouts for the Steelers with a 2-minute warning as well. But they're gonna have to score, get the ball back, and hope to score again. It's an 11-point deficit. You got to score, let alone to get the 2-point conversion and then kick a field goal just to tie it. Okay, and that's a lot to ask for a team that hasn't done shit since halftime. They've scored 3 points since halftime. 5 of 6 drives they've punted. And the field goal drive should have been a fucking touchdown because they picked him off for the second time today. Yeah, he's thrown 4 touchdowns on him, but and 3 of them to Samaje Perine. He doesn't fucking play. Pittsburgh's up a touchdown right now, let alone 10 points. So I said at halftime, just don't blow it. Don't let this game slip. But guess what's happened? Exactly that. From the 15 on the return, a lot of short kickoffs today once again. Pushed out of bounds after about a 10-yard return. Be 1st and 10, Pittsburgh, 4:25 to play, around the 25-yard line, 26-yard line. Still got 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning, but they're down 11. They need a touchdown and 2 and a field goal to tie, let alone 2 touchdowns to win it. But they haven't done shit since halftime, okay? So like I said, get at me when they do, because it doesn't seem like they're going to here. Like, Pickett's probably going to do something stupid, or Najee, or Deontay Johnson's going to be dancing around and, not getting first downs and all that bullshit. And Pickett out of the gun, pump fakes, skedaddles his way out of the sack, and then throws it out of bounds incomplete. All that for nothing and 7 seconds off the clock. 2nd and 10. Oh, God. Yeah, pass price somebody I'd be looking to down the middle on this drive. Even Pickens again, man. Pickens and Najee have the touchdowns, and then they have 3 field goals. Just think if those 3 field goals are fucking touchdowns right now. 2nd and 10, complete to Freiermuth. And, well, he catches it, but then he only gets a yard because he, got hit and bounced back. 3rd and 9. Okay, 2 touchdowns for the Steelers, 14 points. 3 field goals, 17, 20, and 23. Those three field goals are touchdowns. 14 and 21 is 35, and they're up 1 right now, 35-34. But that's not how the game's gone. Luck out with a non-holding call there. 3rd and 9, complete, far sideline to Sims. They're going to say he's in bounds, though? No, out of bounds, incomplete. 4th and 9, you got to punt. I mean, you are down 11, but, you don't want to give them good field here or short field, good field position, I might say, because they're going to put the game out of your reaching at that point. Now, if you go for it, convert, so be it. Shut me up. But, I mean, it's a lose-lose situation here. Unless you convert, get a first down somehow. Which they probably won't, knowing them. They probably won't. Or if they come, close, it'll be, turnaround downs with a yard to go. They're going to go for it from the 28-yard line. Timeout Bengals. Make sure, they're set. Make Pittsburgh think about it. Because, if you punt, your games are over for the most part now anyway, it feels like. Because they haven't done shit since halftime. Which sucks, because they're up 3 at half, 20-17. And they're getting beat 17-3 this 3rd and 4th quarter. But you punt, maybe get the ball back real quick, call your timeouts. You're still down 11, though, with 2 minutes to play. Like, you still got to do something quick and then get the ball back again. Like, yeah, so I guess you sort of got to go for it now. And so here's your ball game, 4th and 9. They don't convert, games over for sure. They convert, they still got some life, but from then, who knows? So 4th and 9 for Pittsburgh from the 28. Pickett. Pump fakes, rolls around, gets rid of it. It's incomplete, out of bounds. Turnover on downs with 3:35 to play. Cincinnati getting the ball back, up 11, 34-23. You gotta be kidding me, man. No, not at all. 7 drives and only 3 points to show for it. With 5 punts and a turnover on downs and a field goal. That's how the second half's gone for Pittsburgh. And even if they score late, time ain't going to be on their side. It's going to be too late. Like, wait till the last fucking second to do something. Why not you? 1st and 10 from the 28. And Burrow hands off 2 yards for Pirine. He's 2nd down and 8. Second and 7 from the 26. 3:31 to play. Score, whether that's a field goal or touchdown, game's for sure over at that point, regardless of what Pittsburgh does. 3rd and 8. Pittsburgh with a timeout. Maybe call their second here now. Yep. 3:26 to play. Of 1 left and a 3rd and 8 for the Bengals to come up. So they're going to try to hold them to 3 and be down 2 scores then at 14. And then try to do something with, the 2-minute warning to come and no timeouts. Use the sideline, of course. And try to drive and score, but then still ain't going to be enough. They'd still be down, 7, 10 points, give or take. If only those field goals would have been touchdowns. Especially the last one. Because then they would have been tied at 27. And give up that touchdown, okay. Force a field goal here. Then you're back down 10, games over again. But just frustrating. Just very fucking frustrating, man. Just how in the hell does this happen again? .44-yard field goal for McPherson. 34-23 right now, 3:22 to play. And the kick's going to be up. And the kick's going to be good. So 37-23 with 3:18 to play. Bengals with a 2-touchdown lead now. Pittsburgh going to get it back with no timeouts. 3:18 to play. Still got the 2-minute warning, but of course going to have to use the sideline. Even if they do drive and score, this game's over. If only those field goals, man, were touchdowns. Especially all three of them, for God's sakes. Especially the last one, though. He'd been, like I said, tied at 27 there. But just think, 3:18 to play here. No timeouts. Or even if you had timeouts in 2-minute warning, If the field goals were touchdowns, and you're still down, as you are right now, it's not 14, it's 2. Be 37-35 because 14 with the 2 touchdowns they have and then 3 field goals, 17, 20, 23. Those 3 field goals are touchdowns. It's 37-35. And then a field goal for Pittsburgh would win it, let alone a touchdown. And then hopefully you can run the ball and work clock, but they're down 14. Sims on the return out past 25 and 28. And yes, I'm watching this from yesterday if you're just now tuning in, because I was not home. As mentioned earlier, please still no spoilers. I know this game's probably over with, but they still got some sort of chance for what it's worth, even though it ain't much. So 1st and 10, 3:13 to play, down 14. If only, oh my God, man. And then you do something, throughout the whole entire second half, for God's sakes. 7 drives, Pickett gets sacked there. 5 punts, turnover on downs, and a field goal. They have 3 points since halftime. They're up 20-17 at halftime. And they trail with 2:55 and counting to play, 37-23 right now. 60-minute game, not 30. You can't do something and then go hide. You got to keep at it. Freiermuth on the catch, 3rd down. 3rd and 7. From the 31, Pickett, dump off Najee Harris. Najee going to fall down and get a 1st down. Get one more play off here before the 2-minute mark. Pickett, complete to Freiermuth again out past midfield. Be 2nd and 1 at the 2-minute mark. Down 14, 37-23. I'll take one final break. We'll fast forward through it as we have. Finally watching this game from yesterday, of course, would at this point like a better outcome, but that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. Control, not coaching, not playing for that matter. But 2nd and 1 from the 49, 2 minutes to play. Pickett steps up, going to go deep near side, down the far sideline, near sideline, intended for Pickens, incomplete. Catches it and walks in the end zone, but nope, dropped it, incomplete. Son of a bitch. So 3rd and 1 now. You're right on the money in double coverage and hit him right in the hands and he dropped it. Incomplete. Next time use some stickum. Don't be turning into Deontay Johnson. 3rd and 1. Will and Chase Claypool, who ain't even in town anymore. Out of the gun. Pickett. Complete the 40. 1st down Pittsburgh. Pat Freiermuth on the reception. First and 10 at the 40. Minute 40 to play. Kenny Pickett, almost sacked, stepped up. Down the middle, caught. Once again, 15-yard line, now inside the 10 down the 8's Gunner. His first catch of the afternoon. First touch in general, because he doesn't return punts anymore, but Sims also had a muff or 2. Even with the short kickoffs and the punts and the returns, like as Bengals call their 3rd and final timeout with 1:09 to play, 1st goal Pittsburgh. It's going to get interesting. If they score, kick the onside kick, and I mean, there's a chance you can get that, but slim at that. I mean, then take a shot. I mean, maybe he can tie it up, but I doubt it. I mean, you're not kicking a field goal, so you're either scoring or you're not. First and goal with 1:09 to play. From the 9-yard line, trip, stop your screen. Pickett over the middle, almost picked off, and then caught by Gunner at the 1. And then, when are they going to say he's down? Right there at the 1, okay. Rather than reaching in for the touchdown potentially. Should have been picked off right there to begin with. And then he just makes a play on it, makes a nice catch, staying alive. So, let's see if they can punch it in. They do. And Najee Harris over the top and a touchdown. His second touchdown of the game. Had a 20-yard rushing touchdown earlier. A 1-yard over the top of the pile in the end zone touchdown there for Pittsburgh. Down 8. Extra point. Get an onside kick. Still got life, but very early nowadays do teams recover onside kicks is the thing. Once again, if only the field goals were touchdowns. Because if so, that's honestly for the win then right there, you know. But then you're giving, 45 seconds back to Burrow and the Bengals. Like, you would have worked some clock, just kicked the field goal, because that's what you would have needed at 37-35 to win at 38-37. If only the field goals are touchdowns. That's the thing. And the penalties hurt them. But not being able to score touchdowns when they kick field goals is, what hurt them in this game here. Pittsburgh Steelers, talk about onside kicks. They have the longest active streak in the NFL with not recovered an onside kick in the last 234 games. 234 games is about, at least... What, 12? Almost 15 years? 13 years? Yeah. So, like, 09? Jesus Christ. And that's just regular season, 17 games. Well, 16 games, but 17 recently. So, okay, you're probably back up, 07, 08? Onside kick. Of course, the Bengals fucking recovered. And they can take a knee, got some pushing and shoving, but that'll do it. The Bengals are going to beat the Steelers 37-30. This one stinks. This one sucks. They're going to split with Cincinnati, fall to 3-7. Cincinnati will get to 6-4. But, I mean, damn. Once again, if only the field goals were touchdowns. If only they didn't have officially 8 penalties for 70 yards in this game. I mean, they were 8 of 17 on third down. It's a tale of two halves is what it was. Yeah, that's when Cincinnati started to pull away. Pittsburgh won in rushing, but then Burrow threw for almost solid more 100 yards than Pickett did. It was pretty balanced, pretty split. I mean, 37-30, for God's sakes, is, high scoring. Even with the turnovers from Burrow, yeah, they capitalized off of those with points, but they didn't win the time possession battle. They lost that by a couple minutes. After play was over, the onside kick got unsportsmanlike conduct on George Pickens, of course, hands team for Pittsburgh, and they throw his ass out too. So, well, it ain't gonna matter anyway. It's like it's fucking first quarter, he gets thrown out. 44 seconds fucking play, so penalty doesn't fucking mean shit. He'll probably get fined by the league, but that'll be it. Oh, yeah, he went to tackle him, and then it was just a little helmet to helmet, and they'll have to take 2 knees, 44 seconds. So one more snap, one more kneel down, and that'll do it. The Bengals are going to win 37-30 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like I said, Cincinnati gets 6-4, and they're now currently right now the 7th seed in the AFC playoffs. Pittsburgh falls to 3-7. They're going to be on the outside looking in, and then some, because, well, they did score 30 today. Their most they've scored all season long, but it's in a loss because they gave up 37. Post-game handshakes as the final seconds tick off. Final score 37-30. Bengals beat the Steelers from yesterday. I'm just now watching it. 3-2-1. There's your final score. So 37-30. Bengals win it. Another one-score fucking game, man. The defense can only do so much, let alone the offense. Like, they got to find some leeway in between with just, once again, figuring out how to win these close games. And even in the special teams aspect, short kickoffs, they couldn't, get a good return or anything. And even the turnovers they had off of Cincinnati, the 2 interceptions from Burrow, yeah, they capitalized. But until they just scored there late with their last touchdown there to break 30, when they had 23 and up 20-17.5, and they lose 37-30, they get beat 20-3, 20-10 overall in the second half. But, I'm not going to count that late touchdown until, the final score, because, well, it really didn't matter. Once again, if only the field goals were fucking touchdowns, it'd be a hell of a lot different story. That last touchdown by Pittsburgh would have won it. Like, it was 3-0, and then 3-3, and then 10-3, and then 10-10, and then 17-10, and then 17-17. And then Pittsburgh gets the 2 interceptions right before halftime, get a field goal out of it. If that was a touchdown, if the last one was also a touchdown, it'd be a hell of a lot different outcome, I think. Even if Cincinnati did what they did, because like I said, you do the math. I'm no genius, but it ain't rocket fucking science. You do the math. They scored twice with 2 touchdowns and then 3 field goals. Okay? That's 35 points. And they were down 37-23 with those 2 touchdowns and field goals. If those field goals are touchdowns, they're down 2, and then they score late like they did, that's the game winner, and the Steelers win. But you would have thought, they'd be saving some time potentially kicking a field goal rather than scoring. Because Cincinnati didn't really have any timeouts to call any to begin with. But just a tough one, man. Another fucking one-score game. They got to figure out once again how to win these one-score games. Because the defense had 2 sacks on Burrow, 2 interceptions. Only gave up 62 yards rushing, when they had offensively 102 yards rushing. Najee Harris had 20 carries, 90 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns. Mixon went out with an injury, had 7 carries, 20 yards, and 3 catches, 42 yards. But honestly, it was Samaje Perine. I know for a fact someone who ain't going to like that. Myself included, for that matter. But he went off. He had 11 carries, 30 yards rushing, but then 4 catches out of the backfield for 52 yards receiving, and 4 of those catches were for fucking touchdowns. 3 touchdowns for Perine today. 3 or 4 of Burrow's passing touchdowns were Samaje Perine. Burrow was 24-39, 355, 4 touchdowns, and the 2 picks and the 2 sacks. Perine had 11 carries, 30 yards rushing, Mixon 7-20. And then they couldn't cover T. Higgins. And then Tyler Boyd late, he only had 2 catches, 42 yards. Seemed like more, but... And Hayden Hurst had 2 catches, 28 yards. Mixon, as mentioned, 342. Irwin had a touchdown, 3 of 42. But T. Higgins had 9 catches, 148 yards receiving, and Samaje Perine had 4 catches, 52 yards, all out of the backfield for 3 touchdowns. It's like you think they'd, get the gist of somebody cover his ass, but obviously not. And also what did Pittsburgh in, like I said, with the 8 penalties and, if only the field goals were touchdowns, was in the second half, before they scored their last touchdown, of the 7 drives, 5 of them were punts, the other one was turnaround downs, and they had a field goal. Just piss poor. If only they would have done something in the second half. Even if those field goals were field goals rather than touchdowns, they still might have had a better chance. Another 1-score game. It's a full 60. You got to play a full game, not the fucking first half. Yeah, you won the first half, but you didn't win the game. You're up 20-17, but you lose 37-30. So somebody needs to explain, that to them, that you got to play a full 60. You can't do something. But what's new? It's, typical Pittsburgh Steelers football. They do something good and then take a step back. Or they're in a hole and then they come back, late. And it might be enough, but, 9 times out of 10 isn't. Of course they scored fucking late like they did with Najee's touchdown. And then they don't get the onside kick. Always down to the wire still, regardless. Jesus fucking Christ. Kenny Pickett, 25 of 42, 265 and a touchdown. He was also sacked twice. But he did have 14 yards rushing. Najee Harris, it sucked Jaylen Warren went out early. Who knows what he would have done. Not much, but he's a bulldozer. He runs your ass over. And Najee, back-to-back pretty damn good games. They found a running game, thank God. Back-to-back games of at least 100 yards rushing. Last week it was 200 as a team. Today it's 100. Najee with 90 by himself. 20 carries, 90 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns. 1 early and 1 late. But then Pickens led the team in receiving. 4 catches, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Pat Freiermuth, 8 of 79. Gunner had 2 catches on the fucking final drive. 2 for 39. Najee Harris, 426 out of the backfield. Deontay Johnson had 4 catches, 21 yards. Like, what the hell? Jaylen Warren, 1 catch, 9 yards, and then he's hurt with the hamstrings. Hopefully, of course, he's okay. Steven Sims really didn't do jack shit, let alone, on offense in the receiving game or in the return game for that matter. Miles Jack surprisingly led the team in total tackles. TJ Watt credited with a half a sack along with Alex Highsmith. And then Cam Hayward had the other. Cam Hayward also had 2 tackles for loss. Minka didn't do jack shit, but, I can understand, that even though he did play. Like, at that point, he probably shouldn't have played. They're still missing just a presence overall in the middle of the fucking field at linebacker. Like, these middle backers, other than, get tackles, like, they don't do hardly much of anything. And the pressure off the edge still with TJ, whether they're there or not, Steeler defense gave up 355 yards passing to Joe Burrow. They couldn't have caught a fucking cold if they wanted to, okay? He picked them apart left and right. Just pathetic. Absolutely fucking pathetic. Why the hell did I watch this game on a fucking day delay now that I'm all pissed off about it? Levi Wallace did have an interception, as TJ Watt did too, but still here regardless, win or lose. Just sucks. Matthew Wright, 2 of 4 last week, kicking 3 of 3 today. If only those fucking field goals over touchdowns. Another 1-score game, it's a different story, believe me. They just couldn't do jack shit in the second half. So, I'll leave it at that. I ain't even going to go over a recap or a preview for college football, the NFL right now. I'm so pissed off. I'll get to that on Thursday on Thanksgiving when we watch Giants-Cowboys. So be sure to tune in for that. Just looking ahead overall, though, for the Pittsburgh Steelers. If they win the winnable games, and the winnable games that I'm talking about are the next 2 weeks at the Colts and at the Falcons. They don't return home until they play Baltimore 2 weeks before Christmas. and then they go to Carolina, and then they get the Raiders on Christmas Eve night, and then they go to Baltimore again on New Year's, but then the Browns at home in Week 18. Like I said, last time they started 2-6, they won 3 straight. Well, they started 2-6 again this year, then they went 1-1, but then they won 6 of 8 down the stretch. The big thing about it is this go around is that extra game with the larger season. 18 week 17 games rather than 17 week 16 games as it used to be. That's what I'm getting at. If they can win the winnable games at Indy and at Atlanta and at Carolina and against the Raiders at home, along with the Browns, now that they sit at 3-7, 3-5 is 8. And then those other 2 games are against the Ravens. They're going to have to split with the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns, just like they did the Bengals with the loss, because they beat Cincinnati Week 1. They lost the Browns already. They don't play them again until Week 18. Play the Ravens twice coming up in a 4-week span, right before Christmas and right after Christmas. They're going to be hovering, if they can, that's what I'm getting at, if they can win those winnable games, they're going to be hovering right around 500 again. 9-8, 8-9. Or maybe another win or another loss, give or take, high or low. Take your choice, pick your fucking poison. They do it to themselves. They can't, I don't get it. I don't. You can't do something good and then take a fucking step back. Let alone the whole entire second half off until the last fucking drive. I haven't had it just yet, but, this keeps up. I don't know how much more I'm going to be able to take. But I'll still be here watching them and, hopefully you're tuning in as well. So, they're 3-7. They lose and split with the Bengals this year. We'll see when they play them next year, because they sure as ain't fucking going to be playing in the playoffs, because it doesn't seem like they're going to be making the fucking playoffs, let alone maybe even having a winning record at this point. 3-7 going into fucking Thanksgiving. With at the Colts next Monday night and at the Falcons the following Sunday. They won both those games. Okay, they're 5-7 going into the Baltimore game. The first of the 2 Baltimore games 2 weeks before Christmas. And like I said last week and earlier tonight, I think honestly there's a good chance they can be 6-6 going into that game. Well, potentially 5-7 because they lost this. But they got to win the next 2 games. They lose one of the next 2 games, the season's probably over with. Because then you still got another month and a half to play, and you're not showing much and doing anything hardly, and losing the close games, just frustrating. If only this, if only that, blah, 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 But, of course, that's not how it played out, because it ain't decided on paper, it ain't decided, hypothetically on this or that. It's on the field, and that's how it's gone. So, I still think they could be 5-7 with the loss at, in Cincinnati here today, going to the Baltimore game 2 weeks before Christmas. They got to beat Indy and they got to beat Atlanta. And that's why I said if they can split within the Ravens and the Browns and then win the other winnable games, they're going to be right there around 500. And then what's going to do them in, as I've said before, is going winless against the AFC East, losing to the Patriots, losing to the Jets, losing to the Bills, and losing to the Dolphins. Home and away for that matter, but a one-score game. Got blown out, but could have been a hell of a lot closer. And then another fucking one-score game. Just very frustrating, they're literally right there. They just got to get over that hump. And if they continue to run the football like they have the past 2 games, and the defense, is playing as they have, it's really just for the offense to make some bigger plays and more plays in that regard. And then you find a way to win these close games and not have to settle for 3 when you're kicking it. Score touchdowns. Because the most points is going to win. It ain't fucking golf. If it was golf, they'd only have 3 losses. Rather than 7 losses. Their fucking record would flip. So, we'll see what it gives. We'll see what happens. But, even if they do take care of business at this point and get some help and somehow make the fucking playoffs like they did last year, they'll lose. But unless they get hot and, get a ton of help and then continue their hot streak, who the hell knows at that point? But that's far from where we're at right now. We're Pittsburgh. I mean, we're talking like middle of fucking Pacific Ocean. Like they got a ways to go. Like they're just digging themselves fucking holes to fucking China is all they're doing. They are. But I mean, at this point, you can only afford 2 more losses to have a winning season, let alone 1 loss. Because you lose 2, you're going to finish below 500. Okay? So the thing is, they still got 2, 4, 6, 7 games left. So, like I said, get at me when they actually do something at that point. Because until they actually do something, they're not going to do anything. It's common sense. 4-game losing streak earlier. 3 of those 4 very well could have been wins. They've now lost 3 of their last 4. And okay, they won last week, but 2 of the last 4 very well could be wins as well. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. They're just, I mean, this is how it always is for the most part anyway, but it's what's just frustrating about it. It's just like they got to find a way to win these close games again. And if they can, they're all right. If not, well, of course they lose, and then it's, well, better luck next time. And they got to figure something out. Like I said, they got to figure the leeway out in between with, okay, they have a running game now. Defense continue to play good. Of course, they're giving up more points than they're scoring, though. But then I think it's the offense, even in the return game and special teams. Because, okay, turnovers able to capitalize for the most part here and there. It's back to Matt Canada as offensive coordinator. 1, why is he still there? But, 2, he still is. 3, will he be? Hopefully not next year. Because, like I said, if so, I think people are going to be outraged. They're going to be hell to pay. But if only the offense, made, some bigger explosive plays and they actually did something with the ball rather than, going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out for as many times as they did in the second half. They punted 5 times, had a turnover on downs, and then they had a field goal before the late touchdown. If only the field goals were touchdowns, it'd be a hell of a lot different story. Even if the game the way when it did. So, just, we'll see what they do next week. They'll be at Indy on Monday night. So, like I said, it worked out for myself to do this game a day late this week, and then, get them next Monday night anyway with, like I said, reasoning for why I couldn't watch the game yesterday. Published in the videos just prior to this live stream, so be sure to check those out. But just sucks. Losing sucks. Some people are going to say, well, I guess you're due for a losing season. You haven't had one since 2003. And at this point, honestly, and because with 7 games left, like I said, they can only afford 1 more loss. Let alone 2, because if they get 2, it's a losing season at that point, 8-9. It's like just hold on to a winning record, a winning season. But I can't say you're wrong. That with who they have left, like I said, if they can win the winnable games and then split with who they've split with, and maybe win some games they're not, going to be favored in, expected to win, so on and so forth. get every dog has its day, but you got to go out and show out every once in a while, man. You can't just fucking grow up and act like you don't exist. But that's how they play. Every once in a while, at least, especially in the second half, they fucking just completely shit the bed. Like I said at halftime, whatever you do, don't fucking blow it. But guess what they did? They did exactly that. They're up 20-17 at halftime, and they lose by 7, 37-20, or 37-30, excuse me. First time they've scored more than 20 and 23 points all year today. It's fucking Thanksgiving. Okay? Pretty pathetic. Pretty piss poor. And even the 30 points in this game wasn't a loss. So then your defense gave up more than, you scored. So just going back to not being able to catch a break. I mean, they sort of lucked out with nobody getting hurt other than Jalen Warren that I know of. And Pickens is probably going to get fucking fined by the league. But, as he got thrown out late, who cares? Fucking 44 seconds left. They weren't going to get the ball back on offense anyway. But it seemed like early everybody had a fucking penalty called against them. At least on offense. Or that's why they did something good and then, let's go the other way. Let's go backwards. Let's, put ourselves in a hole and, figure it out. Like, it just seems like, and I get sometimes people work better under pressure. It seems like they want to work under pressure, but then they don't know how to work under pressure. Until they can get their head out of their ass and quit digging the hole to fucking China and then, find the end zone. The right end zone in front of you, not behind you. Just frustrating. Very fucking frustrating. But I'll leave it at that. There's not really much else to be said. So, just once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. We're now going to recap college football in the NFL from this past weekend. And next week on Thursday. Don't feel like it right now. With, of course, the outcome of this game. So, we'll eventually talk about it, just not now. But be sure to tune back in on, as mentioned earlier, Thursday, next Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday next week as well. For more, whether it be college football, NFL, professional wrestling, live watch all interactions, I'll have them live right here on YouTube. So, hope everybody want to see it. Hope everybody then. Just once again, thanks for tuning in and listening. And as always, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. The Cincinnati Bengals get revenge, split the regular season series with Pittsburgh Steelers, and defeat the black and gold yesterday, here today for myself, watching on a one-day delay. And thank you to everybody who's tuning in and watching it, even though you knew the outcome and I didn't. And thanks for no spoilers. Final score, Bengals win it officially 37-30 over the Pittsburgh Steelers.